too. I mean, they're so disciplined. They do anything we ask them to do. They want to be better. They want to just gain the little advantages, and they're totally locked in, and they're excited for the opportunity today.
You're going up against South Summit, a team you haven't seen in a few years. What do you expect to see out of them today?
South Summit's always a good program. They throw the ball well. They always have a lot of really good athletes. So, yeah, we're expecting a high-flying game, and hopefully we can shut them down.
A little over 3 months ago, Zach Conway told me this is the game he had scheduled or circled on his calendar. What's he like? What do you expect out of him coming into this game?
Big things. Always expect big things out of Zach. He likes to talk the talk, but thankful for us, he can walk the walk too. So, yeah, he's got to have a big one today if we want to be successful.
Of course, it obviously starts with the quarterback today. What do you need to see out of him?
Oh, man, Parker's Parker. That's one reason that my nerves are pretty calm is we have him on our team. So Parker's just got to, play in control like he always does. He doesn't need to do too much, and Parker's got to stay within himself, and he's so prepared, and, yeah, he's just got to be Parker.
You've obviously got the players to do either or, run or pass. What kind of a balance do you want to see today?
I guess we'll just find out how they line up on the first snap. So our offense, I love what these kids are able to do because they can just adjust whatever they're giving us, and then we'll take.
When you look at South Summit, anybody you feel like you need to slow down on their offense?
Their wide receivers are all pretty good. Quarterback throws a good ball. Yeah, we just got to play good, just disciplined football.
How's the health of your team coming into this game?
It's really good. We're really lucky this year. Last year we're pretty dang banged up. This year we're pretty healthy. So,
what 2 or 3 things have to happen today for your team to get the win?
We got to play fast, gas them out. We got to execute. We got to score in the red zone, and we got to get turnovers. Those are the big things.
All right, Coach. Well, thanks for joining us, and good luck today.
Hey, thank you. Thank you for covering us.
Once again, Coach Brock Christensen there of the San Juan Broncos as we wrap up the Snow College pregame show. And San Juan, by the way, won the coin toss. No surprise. They elected to receive to begin this 2A state championship. And so South Summit kicking left to right across your TV and computer screens. And San Juan will be returning right to left to begin this game. San Juan in the blue jerseys, yellow pants, yellow helmets. And South Summit white jerseys, black pants, and black helmets. And here is the kick. It is away. Back to receive. They'll drift into the end zone, back of the end zone, in fact, on the deep kick for South Summit. So San Juan will begin on their own 20-yard line to begin this game.
As you look at this game, Robert, as we saw in the 1A final, lots of seniors, and as I look at the roster, lots of talented seniors on both sides of the ball here for these two teams. So, really not as much pressure as you might if they were a young team. These are both seasoned teams.
Yes, they are. So Parker Snyder running the offense for the San Juan Broncos. Comes out in the empty backfield set. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Takes a quick snap, quick pass to the out route. That's going to be dropped to the 25-yard line. Brigham Nelson turned to run before he had it incomplete.
No, he absolutely did. You could see head turned, and he made his move before he caught the ball. A little bit of first play excitement.
That's right.
And a quick for San Juan.
Now they do bring the back into the backfield, fake the handoff to Conway, pass to the outside. That's going to be caught by Ivans. Got a block to the 25-30, out to the 34-yard line. Jake Ivans with a first down.
Yeah, and on that outside edge, you've got number 11. That's Brigham Nelson, as well as I think it was Trace Bennett also on that blocking on that outside edge. Beautifully done.
Snyder takes a snap, another quick pass. That one's going to be caught by Nelson. The stiff arm to the 40-yard line. He'll be forced out of bounds at about the 43.
Yeah, this is as good as a run game, these quick passes from Snyder. And what happens if South Summit moves up and covers the receivers, which is the goal, then they do an all-fly route and he throws over. So it's a tough spot.
Snyder pump fakes, going to tuck it and run right up the middle instead. Picks up the first down as he launches towards the 50-yard line right at midfield.
Yeah, the junior, I've watched him for a couple of years, and he is really quicker than you think and plays really well.
Well, senior now.
So smart. Oh, sorry, senior. You're
yes.
right.
Now Snyder takes the snap, drops the pass, looks to his left, not there, throws to his right, has a man wide open at the 40-yard line, just standing there. He reels it in and picks up another first down to the 36.
Yeah, nice pass. Snyder did a really good job just spotting his time. He made the time, made it work, and he got it to Keaton Ivans.
So Keaton Ivans, that first catch of the game, a 14-yarder for a first down. Fake the handoff. Snyder keeps it himself. This time he gets wrapped up right in the backfield for a loss of 1 on the play.
Yeah, a little run-pass option, or at least an option, as that one probably Conway had the better lane on the left side, but Snyder thought he saw an opening.
Second down and 11 for the Broncos. Trips left. Pass to the underneath receiver. That's going to be caught by Jake Ivins, and he'll be wrapped up, and 3 or 4 or 5 Wildcats will eventually pile on, led by Kyson Atkinson.
Yeah, Atkinson did a really great job of staying home. You know, he saw the pass coming rather than overrunning that and then allow Ivins to get loose. Made a good open field tackle.
Loss of a yard on the play. 3rd and 12. Fake the handoff. Quick pass coming to Nelson. Nelson with blockers in place. Got a block inside the 30. He's going to be short of the first down, but it'll be 4th and 1 at the 27-yard line.
Yeah, without Braden Oglethorpe, that one goes all the way. And they made a nice open field tackle, but a really well-executed play by San Juan.
Snyder. Conway to his left. Double twin set. 4th and 1 at the South Summit to 27-yard line.
It's a huge play.
Yes, it is.
Early on.
Takes a snap, looking for the quick pass, pump fake, now going to throw down the sideline, and Nelson had stopped on the route, and it falls incomplete, so a turnover on downs. South Summit gets the initial stop of the game.
You know, and you got to give credit to number 11, Braxton Blazard, as he was actually the receiver closest, and he just let it go. It was actually 13, Brandon Mora, who did a really great job just letting that go, and South Summit with the first hold of the game at the 27.
So they will take over on their own 27-yard line with 9:54 to go here in quarter number 1. Trips left, one receiver to the right for Lashy. Stembridge to his right in the backfield.
Quick start for South Summit, critical for their game plan.
Quick right receiver screen out to Stevens. Stevens cuts upfield. He's going to get to the 30. Broke a few tackles. Keeps on his feet to the 34-yard line. Well, San Juan says they have the football, and they do. San Juan strips it in the process. So Stevens fighting for yards and ends up losing it, and San Juan takes over.
Yeah, no, it was a great move by Stevens, but we'll have to watch the replay. I didn't see the ball come out on the opposite side of the field, as you got 3 San Juan players there, including Ivins. Ivins puts the head right on the ball, and then the other player just reaches in and strips it out. You can see the ball loose now and recovered by San Juan.
So 10 seconds later, San Juan is back in business deep in South Summit territory. Different formation this time for the Broncos. Snyder pump fake, quarterback keeper right up the middle, able to break a couple of tackles, and now he gets driven down at the 28-yard line for a gain of 5.
Yeah, nice play by Snyder, keeping the defense honest. He's really dangerous on the scramble, and that's one of the things you've seen all year long. Anybody tries to pressure, he's super aware of the pocket presence.
Back to either side, takes a snap. This time he gives to Conway up the middle. Conway slices through, hits the foot speed to the 5. Touchdown, San Juan. Zach Conway from 28 yards out.
Yeah, vintage Zach Conway, as he made that look effortless. Once he got into open space, you know, if you watch the way he runs, he wasn't even worried about the tacklers. He just sidestepped, made a shift to the right, and into the end zone he goes.
So San Juan strikes first. Now on to kick the extra point. For the Broncos is Trip Palmer. Kick is up, and it is good. So with 9:16 to go here in quarter number 1 of the 2A state championship, number 1 San Juan 7, number 2 South Summit 0 on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom, Channel V6 and KSL Sports.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. On our website, you're not going to wade through a bunch of unrelated content. You bring up TeamHive.live and you're just going to find a lot of high school sports and events. We've created tools that make it super easy for you to create events and stream to our site. And if you ever need help with anything, you can give me a call. So I want to invite your school to join the team. If you're a Utah high school, you can stream live on TeamHive. That's TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10, V6 Media, and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back here to SUU's Eccles at Coliseum. Robert Lovell with you alongside Scott Langford. So after South Summit got a big stop on 4th down, 1 play later, they fumble it. 2 plays later, San Juan's in the end zone.
You know what felt weird about that is it looked like San Juan just marched down the field, let South Summit have 1 play, and then they just continued on. It was kind of an odd feeling, 7-0 Broncos.
Here comes the kickoff now from San Juan. Short kickoff. It'll be taken at about the 21-yard line. Out across the 25 to the 30, down the sideline to the 35-yard line is where they'll go out of bounds. And South Summit, with a pretty good field position to start their second drive of the game.
Yeah, Damian Milburn, he did a nice job catching that right at the 21, just took that left edge and got what he could. Nice coverage by San Juan, not allowing more. 35 is where the Wildcats will start.
Key players to watch for: Stratton Stevens, one of those for South Summit. Mitchell Gempler's had 2 really big games in a row in the playoffs. And then, of course, Trey Stembridge at tailback. Trips right, 1 receiver to the left. Shotgun formation for Lashley. He'll take the snap, fake the handoff, quick pass to the outside. That's going to be caught by Gempler, gets hit and dropped after a gain of 1 to the 36.
Yeah, and I think it's Conway, but Conway, let's see, is it Conway? Nope, it's 25. So Anthony Dunn just blew up the block. He did a great job, and while he was still engaged with the block, had that open fill tackle. That was beautifully done by Anthony Dunn.
Yes, it was. 2 receivers to each side, double twin set for Lashley. Stembridge to his right, 2nd and 9. Takes a snap, fakes the handoff, steps up into the pocket, looks downfield, not there, now going to tuck it and run, and just got tripped up.
Done again, as he shot up and made a short tackle on the ankles, and a really great job coming up from the defensive backfield to make that tackle.
Going to be a loss of a yard for Lashley on the play.
It really looked like that was a broken play for South Summit. There was just some confusion in the whole process, and now 3rd and long.
Now 3rd and 10 from their own 35-yard line. Trips left, 1 receiver to the right for the Wildcats.
South Summit has to respond with this powerful offensive San Juan. It's a response is required.
Lashley takes the snap, drops the pass, looking to his left, going to throw down the left side, intercepted as he overthrew the target. Coming the other way is that Conway, I believe. Yes, it is, and he'll be brought down at the 38-yard line in the South Summit territory, and San Juan back in business. Or was that one? That was done that time.
That was done again. So that was the defensive possession of Anthony Dunn, as he just stood up there. And again, credit the pressure on the quarterback. He had to throw, not where he wanted to. And Dunn was the only player there to pick that one off. So 2 tackles and an interception for Anthony Dunn on that 1 series. They
will start at the South Summit 38-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Broncos. 7:46 to go here in quarter number 1. They lead at 7-0. Excuse me. Well, it goes 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Conway to the left of Snyder in the backfield. Shotgun formation. Takes a snap. Give to Conway, gets hit early this time and dropped. Nice play defensively by Riker Woodward.
Yeah, Woodward did a really good job. Again, on the ankles, you can't take Zach Conway up high. He'll just shrug you off with an arm tackle, and did a good job of holding on to that ankle and limiting his yardage to a couple.
We talked about this South Summit defense. They do have, I think, 64 sacks on the year, which is a pretty incredible number. Fake the handoff there, and Snyder delivers the strike on the slant route to Ivins for another 1st down to Jake Ivins.
Yeah, Jake Ivins runs a perfect route coming out. You can't see it on this replay, but he just cut right into the seam, adjusted up about a half a yard, made the catch.
Now Snyder rolls the pass, cuts inside, and just got tripped up. I don't think he knew that Gunnarsson was right there behind him, but Gunnarsson able to trip him up, but Snyder dove forward to gain a yard.
Yeah, Gunnarsson does a really nice job of reaching out, and he's tackled, gets up, still pursues the quarterback, and limits the yardage.
Snyder drops back to pass again, looking to his left, wants Nelson, throws underneath on the comeback route, and just a little bit too far outside of him, it falls incomplete.
So I was watching the route. For whatever reason, that's where my eyes were focused. And Snyder threw that ball before the break had even been made by Nelson. I mean, that's 2 players who have played a lot of football together.
Now, these timing rounds, San Juan has down. So 3rd and 9. Snyder takes a snap, quick pitch over to Conway. Conway is going to be brought down after a short gain inside the 20. Was that Blazard? Yes, it was Blazard that made the tackle.
Well, and Conway, excuse me, I think it was Conway. Conway almost, he almost was able to jump that, but he got it by the feet. 4th down again.
Yeah, 4th and 7 here for the Broncos. Trips left, 2 receivers to the right for Snyder. Takes a snap, drops the pass, steps up, gets hit, and throws as he's hit. Incomplete pass, a turnover on downs as the South Summit defense got pressure.
Well, how about South Summit? You talked about how many sacks South Summit has, an incredible amount, and a timely one there. Snyder not allowed, because the pocket was coming from both sides, he did not have a chance to scramble out or even extend the play.
Yeah.
Really well done.
Now that sack defense is led by Brady Freeman and Noah Gunnarsson. I think that was Freeman that got the hit on Snyder on that one. So they take over on their own 20-yard line to the South Summit Wildcats with 6:04 to go in the first quarter.
We're already in possession number 6, so this is the 6th drive of the game, and we're only 6 minutes into the first quarter.
Yeah, we were still in the first possession.
That's right,
game.
we were. That's the truth.
Lashley in the gun. Pitches it to Stembridge. Follows those lead blockers, but really nowhere to go as San Juan blows it up early. Just got back to the line of scrimmage, no gain.
Yeah, nice tackle right up front, trying to catch a number on the player. He'll turn here shortly. And it looks like it was Conway who actually, Snyder, 0. Bethea. Or Jake Ivins. I don't know who it was. Never mind. I can't see the numbers very well. Yeah. The 3 and the 0 and the 6 and the 9 look all the same, Robert. I'm going to need some binoculars.
2nd down and 10. Double twin set. Lashley in the shotgun formation. Stembridge to his left. Right to the left goes Wollston, human motion, and going to have, I believe, a false start. Yes, it is against South Summit.
Yeah, that play was not in sync as the motion player had to kind of stop and do a hesitation step just to delay that just a little bit, his motion. So it's just a mistake from the start.
So 2nd and 15 from their own 15-yard line for the Wildcats. They'll go trips left, one receiver to the right. Lashley takes a snap. Throws on an out route. That's going to be caught by Gempler at the 25, and Dunn will force him out of bounds. Right there, they're going to maybe say the 24, so a gain of about 9.
Yeah, South Summit shows a timing pattern of their own as Gempler goes around. Lashley throws a perfect strike just on that outside corner, and Dunn makes a nice tackle, but they're back to 3rd and manageable from 3rd and 15.
Makes it 3rd and 7 after the 8-yard gain. At the 23, they need to get to the 30. 4:45 to go here in quarter number 1.
This is starting to remind me of the Emory San Juan game last year. That was one of the funnest games I've ever called.
Yeah, that was a heck of a game. Lashley drops the pass. Here comes the pressure. Steps up in the pocket. Pressure surrounds him. Able to avoid it. Looks downfield. Now throws. Looking for Stevens, and it gets out of bounds. It falls incomplete.
Yeah, Lashley claps his hands. Felt like he missed it, but I thought he did a great job of just avoiding the sack.
Yeah.
Because I thought he was down a couple times. Yeah, Jayton Knight had a beat on his lower body, and then at the end, I think it was Conway come up with the pressure.
So 4th and 7, punt team comes on for the Wildcats.
Is it Stembridge, the punter?
Yes.
Wow.
Great kick. Takes a South Summit roll inside the 20. Bobbled there at the 17. Now picked up, brings it down across the 25 to the 30. Down the sideline. Makes a cut, gets grabbed by the jersey, and Gempler will spin him around and bring him down to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, there was a blindside block. Unfortunately for South Summit, it was one of their own players on their own player. It was a rough one.
Brenton Bethea with the return.
Yeah, really a nice return. That one, what a beautiful punt, though, by the punter. And you can see 55 also for San Juan. That's Taylor Black. He stands, keeps his arms to his side, and throws a block. It would have been blindside otherwise, but he just stood in place and made a block. And there was a penalty.
There's going to be a block in the back, though, on San Juan. So move him back. They'll mark it back from the spot of the foul and put the ball at the 22-yard line as a result. First penalty of the game on the Broncos.
What a great game so far. 7-0, 4 minutes left in the first. This is a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Snyder in the gun, takes a snap, hands off to Conway right side, gets wrapped up, spun around, and brought down by Noah Gunnarsson.
Yeah, Gunnarsson did a great job, again, staying low. And you can see South Summit's got that pad level down on on the San Juan players, and that's the only way you can tackle these shifty running backs.
2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, 2 backs in the backfield. Snyder takes a snap. Hand off to Conway again. Bounces to the outside. Now spins inside out of a tackle. He's right at the line to gain. It looks like he has enough for a first down.
What I like about this play is Conway actually waits. He takes his time. He doesn't burst. He doesn't overrun the blocks. He does a great job with the hesitation. And you can see it as he just follows his blockers. And then he explodes out to the flat in order to gain the yards.
Got exactly 10 yards for a first down. 5 carries for 41 yards now for Zach Conway. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Snyder takes a snap, running the option. He pitches it to Conway, and he is dropped in the backfield for a loss as South Summit read it perfectly.
Yeah, what a great tackle by number 18, Cole Lloyd, as he shot the gap, and he was there almost the same time that Conway received it, and Snyder had no choice but to pitch because he got hit the minute that he was letting that ball go.
So 2nd down and 15 after the loss of 5. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Snyder sets, takes the snap, looking to his left. Here comes the pressure. Has to roll out. Here comes the pressure again. Gets hit as he throws. It did get past the line of scrimmage. The question will be if he was out of the box and if there was a receiver.
Definitely not a receiver in the area.
But they aren't going to throw it.
No, not going to throw the
just
flag.
An incomplete pass.
That one was sketchy.
Yeah. Great pressure by South Summit.
Yeah.
3rd and 15. Snyder drops the pass. Steps up, going to throw to the left side, and overthrows the intended target, Javin Montella.
Yeah, good coverage by Mora as well as Lloyd on that right side. Really, Snyder put it where only his receiver could get it, but the receiver wasn't open at all.
Snyder's a 75% passer. He's facing 4th and 15, and he's just going to punt that one away. Ooh. And it's going to go out of bounds. So good field position for South Summit, as I think they're going to get it somewhere near the 50. We'll see where the official marks it off.
I'm guessing about the 45 if I were to guess, watching that.
47.
Yeah, 47.
Snyder's a 75% passer. He is 6 for 12 to start this game. Great pressure by South Summit.
Yeah, no, South Summit's done a really good job, and they haven't let Snyder get out of the pocket. They've kept him inside the pocket, which was rolling the sacks. And then also the pressure causing some problems with the pass accuracy.
Yeah.
Good game plan so far defensively by the Wildcats, and now they'll have to respond offensively as well to a very good, San Juan defense.
Yes. They go Stevens wide left. In fact, they will go twins to the left, 1 receiver to the right. Hunter comes in as a wingback. Shotgun formation for Lashy. Takes a snap. The give up the middle to Stembridge. Stembridge gets wrapped up from behind and brought down to the line of scrimmage. No gain.
Yeah, nothing really there. Jayton Knight and then a couple other Broncos right in the area. But if you watch the line of scrimmage, that line of scrimmage went backwards. Coach Ruff talked about the line of scrimmage needed to be owned by the Wildcats, but it was the San Juan Broncos, blowing the linemen backwards.
Yes. 2nd down and 10.
These are 2 football schools, so you would expect this level of play.
Yes.
And but South Summit's going to have some rushing yards this game.
Double twin set. Yeah, 3 carries for -1 yard so far for South Summit. Lashy takes a snap, fakes the handoff, throws across the middle for Gimpler, just off his hand. Gimpler had a step, but there to help knock it away was that Parker Snyder right in the middle.
It looks like a 9. I can't tell. I think he's colored in the circle with. I think it was Parker Snyder, but almost a great play as the ball was thrown perfectly. Yeah. Just a great defensive play.
Lashy stands in the pocket so calm and composed.
He does. No, for a minute there, it looks like he's almost carrying out a play fake, and then all of a sudden he brings his arm up with that ball.
3rd and 10 from the 47-yard line for the Wildcats. Trips right, 1 receiver to the left. The lone receiver is Stevens. Stembridge to the left of Lashy in the backfield. Shotgun formation, hard count, and got his own guys to go. So a penalty on South Summit.
Yeah, the outside receiver just took a little bit of an extra step. San Juan didn't move. And if you watch what's happening on the defensive backfield, you've got 4 with the safety over the top, but you've got just the 4 playing man-to-man. They're really relying on their linebackers and defensive line to put the pressure on Lashy.
Yes, they are. So 3rd and 15. Same formation. Trips right, 1 receiver to the left. Stembridge to the left of Lashy in the backfield. Takes a snap. Here comes the pressure off the edge on the screen pass, and Stembridge is hit as he catches it and dropped to the turf. Conway with the play.
Yeah, Zach Conway read that one all the way. Stembridge lucky to hold on to that as he had no chance whatsoever to make that play.
So a loss of 2 on the screen play.
Conway just standing there waiting for it.
Makes it 4th and 17 for the Wildcats, and they will punt it away.
I think Stembridge is the punter, and last time he unleashed one. Now this time you can see San Juan going back, standing at the 18.
Yeah, Bethea back to receive, had a good return. Another good kick by Stembridge, end over end, but Bethea takes it to the 23-yard line, has blockers in place, gets to the 30, takes a shot and goes down hard at the 40-yard line.
Yikes, what a tackle by number 44. Briggs Metcalf, the junior, just lays the boom. Or was it 64? Could have been, I think it was 64. Watch this. That was a big hit. And it was 44, Briggs Metcalf.
So San Juan will start on their own 41 with 1:09 to go in quarter number one, leading 7-0. Nope, they're going to move the ball to the 40.
Looks like it was missed. It looks like they'd already gained a yard. So the side judge said, nope, move it back.
So 1st and 10 from the 40. Trips left, one receiver to the right. Snyder takes a snap. They give to Conway. Conway trying to find a hole. It gets wrapped up and brought down. And that was an incredible tackle. Was that Freeman? Yeah, Brady Freeman with the tackle. He was being blocked as he made the tackle and actually got blocked all the way to the ground.
No, he did. And it's one of those where you can almost call, a hold, but at the same time, he just grabbed it and pulled him backwards.
2nd and 11. Snyder pump fake, comes back to the left side, takes a shot on the play by Gunnarsson, but delivers a pass to Nelson. He's going to pick up 6 yards, maybe 7 to the 46.
Yeah, Snyder just leveled as he threw that. And, South Summit, the pressure, they're bringing the pressure. They're not letting Snyder do much without some pressure at all. He got leveled. And then a really great open field tackle by the South Summit Wildcats. Good pursuit.
3rd and 4. Snyder passes to Nelson again, has blockers in place. He's able to pick up a first down, and he'll be tripped up at the 44-yard line in South Summit territory.
One of the things impressive about San Juan is the blocking abilities of the outside receivers, and you'll see it on this play. All kinds of receivers blocking out in space and leaving the lane open for the receiver to make some moves.
Nelson with 4 catches for 37 yards. 1st and 10, Broncos. 5 seconds to go in the quarter. He takes the snap, rolls to his right. Freeman's on his back and brings him down for a big sack back into San Juan territory.
Yeah, Brady Freeman, he had the full load of speed going, and Snyder tried to outrun it, but Freeman just had the angle and took down Snyder. And he went for the ball strip, and credit Snyder holding that in.
That's how the first quarter will come to an end of the 2A football state championship. Number 1, San Juan 7. Number 2, South Summit 0. Second quarter action when we come back on TeamHive.live, Channel V6, and KSL Sports.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10, B6 Media, and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
We're back here at SU's Eccles Coliseum after a loss of 7 on the play. After the sack by Brady Freeman, it's now 2nd and 17 for the Broncos.
Yeah, great first quarter of play for these two teams. I think South Summit's defense has said, hey, we're ready for the challenge, and played quite well. San Juan looks good also. This is a great game between the two favorites in 2A.
7-0 your score. San Juan leads. Dropping back to pass to Snyder. Here comes the pressure. Steps up to avoid it. Makes a nice pass down to the 40-yard line. And breaking tackles and picking up a first down as a result is Keaton Ivins into South Summit territory to the 33.
Yeah, Ivins with just a great shuck. But you got to credit Snyder for getting loose and getting the ball to Ivins. Ivins waits, bails out the quarterback, and then with the shrug of the tackle, the first down yardage.
18-yard gain. Needed 17, got 18. 1st and 10. Snyder takes the snap, rides the handoff, going to pass it instead, gets it to Ivins, Jake Ivins, and a gain of about 5.
Yep, immediately tackled by South Summit's number 11. I think that's Brigham Nelson. No, it's not. That's Braxton Blazard.
Yes. Takes the snap, does it. Snyder, pump fake, hands it off to Conway. Conway breaking tackles up the middle, and he's going to pick up the first down inside the 20-yard line to the 19.
Boy, the key to any really great running back is balance, and you can see on this play that Zach Conway with the balance, gets hit low, keeps his feet, and then continues forward for the extra yards. Almost kept his balance after the second hit.
There is a flag on the play from the far sideline judge.
San Juan backing up, so it's got to be on the Broncos.
Holding on San Juan, so that'll march them back. It looked like it was about 2 yards downfield, so they'll march it back from the 26-yard line.
So they said that was on the outside on the receiver, so probably keeping Conway from getting taken down on that outside on the left.
Second down and 13, back to the 36. Handoff goes to Conway again, follows the lead blockers, and he'll be brought down from behind at the 31-yard line for a gain of 5.
Yeah, big surge by the offensive line. If you watch, Conway with the hesitation follows the blockers, but then, there's Blazard again and others with the tackle.
3rd and 7 now. Snyder takes the snap, looks to his left, looking, now throws that timing route. That's going to be knocked away by Nelson, but easy pass interference called as he was getting grabbed.
Yeah, and you can see Mora is saying, hey, wait a minute, who's this on? So we'll see the replay. A lot of hand fighting with both players.
You couldn't see it very good on the replay, but you could see when he came out of his break to try to come back, his jersey was being pulled as he was coming back.
Is that a problem? It doesn't seem to be in the NFL sometimes as we watch.
So that will take the ball down to the 16-yard line and make it a first down.
Yeah, you can see right there, good pickup, Robert. But you got to he was in good position. The play could have happened.
Snyder fakes the handoff, going to keep it himself off the right side before Hunter drags him down at about the 12-yard line for a gain of 4.
Yeah, Snyder durable. Each time he goes down to one of these big defensive linemen, I just, you get a little bit nervous saying, is he going to be okay?
It was a heck of a job by Caden Hunter to come off that block and make the tackle.
Yeah, and then Gunnarsson comes over and helps out.
2nd down and 6. Snyder sends Conway out to the left, takes the snap. Going to pass to Conway with blockers in place in the receiving core. Gets inside the 10, down to about the 7-yard line to make it 3rd and short.
Yeah, Dunn and Bennett on the outside and Nelson on the outside, just doing a really nice job of holding, giving the space for Conway, gain of 9. You look at this, the receiving blocking is sensational. Really well done on the edge.
3rd and 1. Snyder takes a snap. Fakes the handoff, going to keep it himself up the middle, steps around a guy, looks for the end zone, and he's going to be just shy at the half-yard line, the 1-yard line, they'll put it.
Yeah, Oglesthorpe cleans it up, and I think it was, I'm not sure who it was on the main tackle, but a really great job on the goal line. But how about Snyder with the 1st and goal?
1st and goal of the 1. He's going to stay in the gun. 9:32 to go in the first half. Takes the snap. Fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, follows the lead block as he spins into the end zone. Touchdown, Broncos.
Yeah, just too easy. Great job by the offensive line on the left side. Just cleared the space, and untouched into the end zone goes Snyder.
His 8th carry of the game for 16 yards now, and he's got his first touchdown of the game. 13-0 San Juan, and now they will bring out Trip Palmer for the extra point.
I was sent a Facebook clip of Snyder when he was just a little kid at Praxton for these big games. And it was a lot of fun. He was out there right after football season ended. He was running, chains and on the ropes, getting ready for his next football season, which had just ended.
Yes. Got encroachment on South Summit. And so with that being the case, half minutes into the goal, and Coach Christensen says we're going for 2.
Yeah, puts it at the 1.5, and I think, San Juan says, I think we can do it. And this is a big offensive line for the San Juan Broncos. There's no lack of size.
Yes, they've got the size.
Facing a defensive line just as big.
Yeah.
These are two very, very big teams.
Snyder runs the play call in. They'll go Nelson to the left, 2 receivers to the right. Got Bennett at the wing. Pistol formation for Snyder with Conway behind him to his right. Takes a snap. Give to Conway and easily steps into the end zone for 2. So with 9:27 to go in the first half of the 2A state championship, it's number 1 San Juan 15, number 2 South Summit 0 on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom, Channel V6, and KSL Sports.
The leaves are changing, temperatures are dropping, and the holiday season is just around the corner. Strata Networks wants to help you celebrate with family and friends. From now until the end of November, you have a chance to enter and win one of 9 $200 grocery gift cards. Just enter your number at stratanetworks.com/thanksgiveaway and complete the survey sent through text message. It's simple. Don't miss your chance to win $200. Strata Networks. We connect lives.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10, B6 Media, and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Back here at SU's Eccles Coliseum, the 5th drive of the game for San Juan. They go 60 yards in 13 plays, or 11 plays with 2 penalties in there. And cap it off with a 1-yard touchdown run from Parker Snyder. Now the kick is away. It'll be taken by Moore at the 9-yard line for South Summit. Gets across the 15, got a block to the 18-yard line, and that's where he's going to go down. And South Summit will start their next drive.
Impressive drive by the San Juan Broncos. They're a quick hit offense, and so a 13-play drive is definitely not what you would expect. But as we look at this, the South Summit Wildcats, the defense has got to have some rest, so the offense has got to put some numbers up. Just a few yards so far in this first half. Yeah,
just 12 total yards is what I have them unofficially at here in half number 1 on 4 drives.
Yeah, and that's tough because against this offense, the defense has got to have a break.
Yeah. Double twin set here for the Wildcats. Stembridge to the left of Lashley in the backfield. Shotgun formation. Going to send a man in motion. That's Wolstenhume. Takes the snap. Drops the pass. Going to throw down the sideline. Looking for Gimpler. And it is intercepted. Brigham Nelson came over the top at that safety position and takes it away.
Yeah, Nelson that was taking candy from a baby as he just sat back over the top and shifted to his left. And the receiver's open. It was a well-thrown pass. They just didn't see Nelson coming. And Doan takes one in the midsection. I think he's going to be okay, but he took a knee as Nelson intercepted that ball. So already, and I think that's the third turnover for South Summit.
A fumble and 2 interceptions. Anthony Doan took a shot on that collision with Nelson.
Right in the middle.
So San Juan starts deep into South Summit territory at the 39-yard line. 9:12 to go in the first half. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left.
I just got done talking about the fact that South Summit defense needed a break, and here they are back on the field.
Yeah, 1 play later. Handoff by Snyder. Nope, keeps it himself as he pulled it out. And he's fighting for yardage, and he's going to pick up 9 down to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, really smart move by Parker Snyder as Conway was bottled up as he pulls the handoff. And goes
Conway
for the
did
run.
not want him to take it out, though.
He didn't. You could see that. It was basically Conway had to let go right at the end.
2nd and 1. Trips right, 1 receiver to the left. Snyder takes a snap. Looks to his right, going to throw down the field, and it's underthrown, intercepted by South Summit. They're coming the other way to the 20, 25, 30, and he'll be hit from behind and brought down to the 45-yard line. But Wiley Crystal with the interception for the Wildcats.
Yeah, that's just what the South Summit Wildcats need. Down 2 touchdowns. They have a turnover deep in their own territory. And what can turn the tide? Well, an interception of their own and a rarely poorly thrown ball by Parker Snyder. That doesn't happen very often, and South Summit took advantage of the opportunity.
So they have it at their own 44-yard line with 8.5 to go here in the second quarter.
Now, the question is can the South Summit offense, get on track at all?
3 receivers bunched to the right, 1 to the left. That's Stevens. Shotgun formation for Lashley. Takes a snap, the give to Stembridge right up the middle. Stembridge able to find some space, picks up a first down, stays on his feet to the 30, 25-yard line is where he'll finally be brought down, and the biggest play of the day for South Summit's offense.
Yeah, Nelson and Bethea save a touchdown, but South Summit finally with some efforts, finally with some success up the middle as Stembridge, good job with balance, gets an extra 20 yards simply because he maintained that balance on the rush.
33-yard gain for Stembridge. 1st and 10, Wildcats at the San Juan 23. Trips right, 1 receiver to the left. Lashley takes a snap, fakes the handoff, steps up, throws, has a man wide open. That's caught by Gimpler, and he'll be driven back, but a forward progress out to the 16-yard line for a nice gain.
Yeah, really quick hit by San Juan, but a great throw from Lashley to Gimpler. On that outside edge, it was 22, Montella for San Juan with tackle.
7-yard gain makes it 2nd down and 3 as South Summit's putting together their best drive of the game. Again, coming into this one, they had 12 combined yards on their first 5 drives.
Yeah. And now already, with 50.
Yeah. Double twin set. Lashley in the shotgun formation, Stembridge to his left. Sends Wolstenhume in motion, takes a snap, fakes the handoff there, gives to Stembridge up the middle, makes a cut, makes a man miss, and he's got a first down inside the 10 down to the 7-yard line.
Yeah, 1st and goal for the Wildcats. And Stembridge, again, really nice adjustment during the run as he was able to avoid a couple tackles to get into the 1st and goal territory. And a good balance for him as well. He and Conway, too, impressive backs.
Yeah. He picks up 9 yards on that one, 1st and goal from the 7. Trips left, one receiver to the right. Stembridge to the right of Lashy in the backfield. Lashy gives to Stembridge again. He does a jump cut to get inside the 5-yard line down to the 4.
And I think that was Conway, I believe. No, I don't know. I think it was Conway with the tackle. It was Conway or Dunn, one of the two. We'll see on the replay here.
Yeah, those numbers are hard to read on that.
26
Conway.
Yep. They really are, and it's not just the old eyes. I need them outlined in black or something.
So 6:23 to go here in the first half. It's 2nd and goal, the 4 for South Summit, down 15-0 to San Juan. Trips left, one receiver to the right. Lashley surveys. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, heavy pressure, throws the out route. That's going to be caught by Gempler. Touchdown, Wildcats.
Wow, what a timing route by those two. Perfectly thrown pass. Gempler does have to reach down and out. That's one of the toughest catches in football, but Lashley puts it perfectly, and the answer from the South Summit Wildcats.
Yeah, the answer they needed, no doubt, as they cap off a 5-play drive going 56 yards with the 4-yard touchdown pass from Lashy to Gempler. Now Oscar Dominguez on to kick the extra point.
Well, and how important was that for the South Summit Wildcats, answering on the turnover. So points off turnover now. The Wildcats get 6, maybe 7.
And make it 7 with 6:06 to go in the first half. The 2A Football State Championship, it is number 1 San Juan 15, number 2 South Summit 7 on TeamHive.live, powered by Citricom, Channel V6, and KSL Sports.
This school year will be different.
This year, I'll do my assignments on time.
I will listen to my teacher.
I solemnly swear.
I won't eat any glue.
I'll do my homework every night.
Every night.
Research? No problem.
School, I got this.
This year will be different. Visit Centricom.com to power your education with the best internet experience. Everyone succeeds with School to the Power of Centricom.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10, B6 Media, and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
We're back here at SU's Eccles Coliseum. 15-7, San Juan leads at South Summit as the Wildcats have gotten on the board with a 4-yard touchdown pass from Lashy to Gempler. Now Dominguez set to kick it away for South Summit.
Impressive drive for the Wildcats. Some run and some pass all mixed in. It was a good job, and it was nice for the defense to take a break. Now they're back at it as San Juan will collect this kick.
Great kick by Dominguez. Will get into the end zone, so San Juan will take it on their own 20-yard line with 6:06 to go here in the first half.
Yeah, these two teams almost couldn't be further apart. I can't even imagine a road trip from South Summit to San Juan or vice versa. That is a lot of distance. The 1A championship game, we had two teams. This was right in the middle. This is not, well, this might be right in the middle too, sadly. about 5.5 hours from San Juan.
Off the beaten path in the middle.
About 4.5 from Camas. Pretty exciting. 15-7. The answer is now San Juan with their own ability to answer.
South Summit showing pressure. Snyder pulls it out of Conway's belly and delivers a strike to Nelson, but a good open field tackle again by South Summit after a gain of 5.
Yeah, Mora does a really great job of maintaining, doesn't dive at the player's feet, doesn't take the move, and so it limits that to 5 yards. Still a great play by San Juan.
Nelson with the reception, 2nd and 5. Snyder takes a snap, running that option pitch, going to keep it himself up the middle. He'll dive forward for a gain of 3 yards out to the 28.
Yep, Atkinson with the tackle and someone else around the ankle, so a 3rd and short coming up. Again, big play. San Juan with the lead. Momentum still, I think, up for grabs for me.
Yeah. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Snyder takes the snap. Fakes the handoff, going to keep it himself off the right side. Has a first down and more before being brought down near the 40-yard line.
Yeah, such a smart quarterback on that option as he saw the lane, and there was no question he was taking that one as he saw that lane. And I think it was actually a designed run all the way as the 2 linemen pulling opened the hole.
10-yard gain for the first down, 1st and 10. Snyder takes a snap, gives this time to Conway. He gets grabbed by Freeman from behind, and he pulls him backward for just a gain of a yard.
How about the strength of Brady Freeman as he just reaches out, grabs the jersey, and stops Conway, with just right in his tracks.
Freeman was one of our favorite interviews at Media Days. He's a big Pokemon fan.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Hand off to Conway again up the middle, spins out of a tackle, lowers the shoulder, but he'll be brought down by Woodward and Hunter at the 45 after a gain of about 5 yards.
Yeah, Conway gets an extra few yards on that. It looked like he was stopped about the line of scrimmage, and he squirts forward now 3rd down and short. Great blocking by the offensive line as you look at the replay. As you mentioned, Hunter and Woodward on the tackle.
3rd and 3. Snyder takes a snap, pump fake, quarterback keeper up the middle, gets hit and dropped. He does not get the first down, only gained about a half a yard.
Now Bo Thomas comes flying in, and he uses an arm tackle from the side. Nothing there.
So 4th and 2. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right.
Brady Freeman, by the way, Robert.
Oh.
Sorry. It looks like a 27.
Hard count by Snyder. South Summit doesn't jump. And they're going to go ahead and call timeout, will Coach Christensen. So with 3:43 to go in the first half in this 2A state championship, South Summit trailing San Juan 15-7 in the Broncos. They 4th and 2, and we come back on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom, Channel V6, and KSL Sports.
DNA McRae is hiring crude oil truck drivers for our Uinta Basin routes. Be home daily, drive new and well-maintained equipment, and earn quarterly bonuses with great benefits. DNA McRae offers outstanding career choices with flexible schedules, benefits, performance bonuses, and an average starting pay of $100,000 per year. We're a safety-focused, family-friendly work environment looking for those that fit our values. Call 435-893-4442 or visit McRaeTrans.com to complete an application.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10, B6 Media, and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
4th and 2. Broncos going for it. Snyder takes the snap. The give to Conway. Big hole up the middle. A first down and more into South Summit territory to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, when in doubt, give it to Zach Conway up the middle. He turns 2 into about 15. And San Juan in business on South Summit side of the field. Great blocking up front.
Unofficial, that puts San Juan right at 100 rushing yards. They've already got 113 passing yards.
That's the balance you see all season long.
Snyder drops the pass, going to throw to the right side, has a man open. That will be caught by Keaton Ivins, and he's going to move the pile forward to the 26 for another first down.
Yeah, really well done. Snyder actually read off his first choice and then moved back to from his left to his right to complete that pass.
So 1st and 10 at the 26. Takes the snap, does give on the handoff to Conway. High flag thrown by the back judge, really high.
Yeah, I think that play was dead from the start, so I think it was probably a false start, or that would have to be what it has to be. Or illegal participation. Yeah.
On South Summit, yeah. I was going to say the back judge wouldn't normally call a false start.
Yeah, 12 on the field then.
Yep.
Well, that would be illegal participation, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I don't know. What is an illegal substitution on the defense?
I would assume 12 on the field, but.
Yeah.
1st and 5 now. Hand off to Conway off the right side, able to break 1 tackle, then gets tripped up and brought down after a gain of about 4, maybe 5 to pick up what looks like a first down.
Yeah, this one, San Juan going for some power running and power passing with just the little plays. How many plays in this drive, Robert?
They have run 9 plays.
9 plays. Not at all what San Juan is used to.
Gives to Conway again, and he's got nowhere to go as South Summit flies to the football to bring him down to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, again, that one, Bo Thomas was in on that one. And Brady Freeman with the tackle. Just great defense.
So 2nd down and 10, trips right, 1 receiver to the left. Snyder with Conway to his left, takes the snap, looks to his right, going to throw that underneath route. That's going to be caught at the 6-yard line. It looks to be maybe just shy of a first down.
Yeah, Keaton Ivins with the reception, but Snyder threw that the only place he could, and he threw it behind the receiver, trusting Ivins to make that catch because it was well covered, well defended.
3rd and 1. Snyder keeps it himself, gets the first down inside the 5, down to the 2 or 1 yard line. Making it 1st and goal.
Snyder trying to see who's down with him. 23, Gempler with the tackle for South Summit.
First and goal from the 1, and South Summit wants a timeout with 1:58 to go in the first half. In this 2A state championship, number 1 San Juan 15, number 2 South Summit 7, and the Broncos are knocking on the door of the end zone when we come back on TeamHive.live, Channel V6 and KSL Sports.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
Jones Paint and Glass has been serving the Utah community since 1938.
We love the communities we serve, not only in Utah, but through our network of dealers outside of Utah as well. It is our passion to be able to turn people's visions for their homes into a reality.
Whether you're updating your home or bringing the visions of your new home to life, Jones Paint and Glass is here for all your paint and glass needs.
When you hear the crash, you better think Jones Paint and Glass.
First and goal from the 1 for San Juan as we come out of the timeout. Snyder in the backfield with Conway to his right. Pistol formation for Snyder. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Gives to Conway. Conway gets hit in the backfield. Powers through the arm tackle into the end zone. Touchdown, Broncos.
Well, you called it. Talk about, power. As Conway maintains his balance, and then he just powers through the arm tackle and goes into the end zone. What a run. That was the hardest 1 yard as he got hit pretty hard by Caden Hunter, but just was able to run through it.
Caden Hunter, the leading tackler for South Summit this season. He has on the year 100 tackles, including 5 sacks.
That's impressive.
Now on for the extra point. Trip Palmer, it is up and it is good. So with 1:53 to go in the first half of the 2A state championship, number 1 San Juan 22, number 2 South Summit 7 on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom, Channel V6 and KSL Sports.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10, V6 Media, and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
We're back here at Eccles Coliseum on the campus of Southern Utah University after a 1-yard touchdown run by Zach Conway. Puts San Juan up 22-7 over South Summit.
Yeah, great answer by the Broncos with that long drive.
Jayton Knight now with the kickoff. Kick is away. And that'll bounce at about the 13-yard line and bobbled, but eventually scooped up across the 10. And stiff arm tries to break a tackle, moves forward to the 15, 17-yard line on the return by Braden Osgathorpe.
Yeah, Osgathorpe, if he could have got out of the grasp of one more player, he had green turf all the way on the right side. That's tough. When you fumble it, it kind of messes up all the blocking, and every once in a while that results in a big play, but often it just results in a loss.
Yes.
So we talked about this. Minute 45 left in the first half. South Summit, they get the ball to start the second half. This is a big drive.
Yeah, big opportunity here to try to score on back-to-back possessions. Double twin set. Lashy takes the snap, drops the pass, has time, now throws a crossing route underneath. That's going to be caught in the middle of the field. Is that Gempler? Yes, it is, for a gain of about 9.
Wow, and how about the spot on the throw by Lashy? That was drilled right inside, and there was coverage all over the place, right in the breadbasket. Really nicely thrown ball.
9-yard gain makes it 2nd and 1. And Oscar Dominguez, a great kicker as well for South Summit, so they do have that in their back pocket based on time and field position. Lashy rolls to his right, looks downfield, steps up, breaks a tackle, and it can't break the second one as he goes down for a loss.
Yeah, just too much, and a timeout will be called by South Summit, but too much pressure coming from San Juan.
Taylor Black with a sack for the Broncos. Right at a minute left in the half. We're going to keep it right here for this timeout with San Juan leading 22-7 and South Summit trying to put together one final drive before going into halftime.
Yeah, Jayton Knight did a really good job of putting the first pressure for Black to clean up, but Lashy that was a coverage sack because San Juan had everyone back in coverage, and there was nobody open for Lashy.
Right, he rolled right. Looked like he wanted to come back to the left on like a backside post or drag, and just nothing there.
No, and then the pressure doesn't let him like look off to another receiver, check off to find another receiver more in the flat, and down he goes.
So there's a minute 2 to go now in the first half as they put a couple of seconds back on the clock. And it'll be third down and about 5.5, 6 yards for the Wildcats as we come out of the timeout.
So you have two things, 2 timeouts for San Juan, 1 for South Summit. They want to convert. They also don't want to leave time for San Juan. Right. With the big hit offense. Both these teams capable of scoring quickly.
Trips left, 1 receiver to the right. Lashy in the gun. Takes a snap, looking to his left. Going to throw the out route, has a man open. That's going to be caught across the 30. And Wollstone-Huma's driven out of bounds at the 35, 34 for a first down.
Yeah, Ivans drives out of bounds, but that was an awesome play call. As 2 of the receivers cut into the middle of the field, it confused the defensive set and allowed for the big completion.
Yeah, and he had the one go deep, and he almost looked like he was trying to go deep and then delivered a strike to Wollstone-Hume.
Yeah, really well done.
First and 10 from the 34-yard line. 55 seconds to go in the half. Lashy takes a snap, rolls to his right. Looks downfield, looking, has time. Now just going to run into bounds. Might have lost a yard on the play, but stops the clock.
Yeah, 2 receivers in the pattern and 4 defenders. Each of them had a double team. So Lashy, initially I was like, why is he just running out of bounds? But as I look up afterwards, there was absolutely nothing for him downfield. Ivans pushes him out of bounds. Jake Ivans on the pursuit.
So second down and 11 for the Wildcats. Lost 7 seconds on the clock on that play. Trips left, 1 receiver to the right. Lashy drops the pass. Has time. Going to throw out to Stevens. Makes the catch from the 45-yard line. Able to make a man miss down the sideline. Forced out of bounds at the 41 in San Juan territory.
Yeah, Stevens a nice curl pattern after he caught the ball. And he gets into San Juan territory. You said they've got a good field goal kicker with 40 seconds. They're at the 41, probably another 10 to 15 yards before it gets too likely. But there's an opportunity.
Yes. 26-yard gain down to the 41-yard line.
A couple nice balls by Lashy on this drive.
Yeah. Trips right, 1 receiver to the left. Lashy takes a snap, low snap, picks it up off the turf, and just starts running with it. And he's going to be brought down. The ball came loose. It looked like he was going to try to pass it. Instead, it's punched free. It's on the ground, and San Juan has it. And now the far sideline judge will rule it incomplete.
So I know the back judge didn't call it. So this is one of those things we were watching for.
Yeah, the referee went ahead and let it go, but that far sideline judge. And they will rule it incomplete pass. And, you could see on that replay he was bringing the arm forward. Yeah. San Juan crowd doesn't like it, but I think that's the right call.
The tricky part was, did the pass go backwards? That might deserve another look. Let's take one more look at that one. Because if the pass goes backwards, then it's actually a lateral.
Yeah, that's true.
And we saw that in the Beaver Kanab game last week, a controversial call.
Yep.
And let's take one more look. No, they're going to say incomplete pass.
Yep. We're not going to be able to get that one before we get this next play. Trips right, 1 receiver to the left. Second down and 10. 29 seconds to go in the half. Lashy takes a snap. Drops the pass. Throws it underneath route to Stevens.
Ooh.
And that pass was delivered a little bit earlier than Stevens was expected as it goes past him incomplete.
Matter of fact, Snyder, it went sooner than Snyder was expecting either, because both of them could have caught that pass. And so Lashy, with the pressure, let it go just a little bit sooner. No, it was actually over the head.
Yep.
So Snyder was moving up. That's the nice thing about replays. You get to see what you don't see live. It didn't look the same on the replay.
Third down and 10. 25 seconds to go in the half.
South Summit needs to get about 20 yards for a reasonable field goal.
Trips right, 1 receiver to the left. Lashy drops the pass. Pressure from the Broncos. Pass to the outside, caught by Gempler. Has enough for a first down. Does he get out of bounds? Yes, he does, at the 27-yard line.
What a big third down conversion for South Summit, as that puts it down at the 27. So right now it's a 44-yard field goal. Still 19 seconds, so a couple of plays. But all on the outside. South Summit does have 1 timeout, so they could, if they want to settle for a field goal, they could throw one in the middle to see if they can make something happen. San Juan will try to push them there.
You know, you see so often in high school, we saw it earlier today, where kids are unaware of when to get out of bounds and how to get out of bounds or stay in bounds in some cases. But South Summit is putting on a clinic of how to get out of bounds.
They've done a great job this drive.
Double twin set. Lashley takes the snap. Drops the pass. Here comes the pressure from behind, and Jayton Knight brings him down. A big sack. And Lashley goes down to the 36.
Yeah, Lashley actually, his head got buried into the turf. And he was a little slow getting up. And a timeout. I don't know if there's a timeout or just for an injury.
Yeah, they called the timeout. Yeah. So Southland went ahead and used their final timeout with 13 seconds to go in the first half. We're going to keep it right here again as we approach the Jones and DeMille Engineering halftime show. But a big play defensively by Jayton Knight for the Broncos to push Southland back out of that close to field goal range.
Yeah, that blindside hit on Lashley was just brutal.
Yeah.
As he didn't know it was coming, and not only that, but then he gets, swallowed up in the field from the backside as well. I was grateful to see him get up. That was a big hit by San Juan.
So the ball plays back at the 35-yard line. For a first down, they need to get down to the 17. So it is second down and 18 after the 8-yard loss on the sack.
I think that's a smart timeout by South Summit because either way, your quarterback needs the time. Yeah. So even if you call an injury, if you say, hey, then he can't play in the next play.
Right.
So either way, I think the timeout was smart, and the clock would continue to run with the sack.
Yes. 13 seconds to go in the half. 22-7 your score. San Juan leads. South Summit trying to score before the halftime comes. Double twin set. Lashley. San Juan playing a prevent defense. Drops the pass. Throws underneath route. That's going to be intercepted. San Juan going the other way. Parker Snyder down the sideline. Has a blocker in front, and Trace Bennett to the 10, 5, and he'll be brought down at the 5 with 1 second to go in the first half. San Juan has a chance to add to their lead.
The quarterback, Parker Snyder, just steps in front, maintains his balance, and he just slides in there and picks that off as he jumps the route. The ball slightly underthrown, then Snyder goes all the way, had a blocker, and you've got to give credit to, I got to see the number, the hustle by Stembridge, actually, to bring down Snyder. Holy cow.
And he got tackled with 1 second left. Coach Christensen's going to use a timeout. He has one left after this one. I don't think he's going to need maybe he'll want the next one when he sees how they line up. But, again, we're going to keep it right here. And Snyder he kept watching that. In fact, you mentioned it on the previous comeback route to Stevens that Snyder had a chance that one had the ball been thrown and the time that they were expecting it. This time Snyder jumps that route and gets the big interception back to the 5-yard line.
Yeah, no, Snyder. And what a reversal of fortunes as South Summit marching down the field. What looks for like a half-ending score that will kind of narrow the gap. And just like that, San Juan, first and goal at the 4. They basically have one play and no field goal team for the Broncos.
Trips left, 2 receivers to the right. Snyder takes a snap. Looks to his left, throws us on the slant route. Caught, touchdown! Jake Ivins with the catch for 6 more for the Broncos.
Yeah, Jake Ivins. There was a broken coverage as wide open was Jake Ivins. Yeah, just they bit on the outside. Ivins with just a simple slant, wide open for the touchdown.
Yeah, so you're thinking South Summit has a chance to pull within 1 score or maybe kick the field goal instead. San Juan has added to their lead. The extra point attempt is good. So that'll be how the first half comes to an end in the 2A state championship. The top-seeded San Juan Broncos 29, number 2 South Summit 7. We've got your Jones and DeMille Engineering halftime show, and we come back on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom, Channel V6, and KSL Sports.
It's not about the miles you take when you're driving, but the milestones you see when you get to where you're going. When you graduate high school, buy your first car, get married, start a family, find your first home, and grow old together. Let each mile bring you closer to the moments that matter. L&L Motor. People you know. People who care.
Special thanks to Channel V6 and these additional sponsors for making state football live coverage possible. Kings Peak Credit Union, Larson Haslam Dental in Roosevelt, Zion's Bank, Chuck's Meat, Freedom Realty, Al's Food Town, and Gateway Sinclair in Duchesne.
Any Hour Services has a team of technicians that can take care of any plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning needs you might have around your house. Got a drain that's clogged? Call Any Hour Services. Need a ceiling fan installed? Call Any Hour Services. Can't get the heat to come on? Call Any Hour Services. Maintenance, repair, or install, any job, any size, Any Hour Services. Mention this ad and take $50 off your next visit. Call Any Hour Services or schedule online at anyhour.com. No one helps more homeowners than Any Hour Services.
At Al's Food Town in Duchesne, we believe in shopping smart and shopping local. With a wide selection and competitive pricing, we can give you a reason to stop in and shop. From home essentials and gifts to local meat and baked goods, we have you covered with everything you'll ever need. Al's Food Town, proudly serving the people of Duchesne and surrounding areas since 1998.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. On our website, you're not going to wade through a bunch of unrelated content. You bring up TeamHive.live and you're just going to find a lot of high school sports and events. We've created tools that make it super easy for you to create events and stream to our site. And if you ever need help with anything, you can give me a call. So I want to invite your school to join the team. If you're a Utah high school, you can stream live on TeamHive. That's TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer and select the low-rate option you prefer.
And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10, V6 Media, and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back here to SUU's Eccles Coliseum. Robert Lovell with you alongside Scott Langford on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom, Channel V6 and KSL Sports. The 2A football state championship as the San Juan Broncos, the top-seeded Broncos, looking for win 37 in a row. They lead at number 2 South Summit 29-7 at the break. And Scott, your takeaway from this first half?
Well, I thought the takeaway is, one, San Juan looks about like you would expect San Juan to look. They had a dominant first half, but it wasn't as dominant as I would expect. I mean, they really, South Summit defense really made, you're looking at long drives for San Juan. We have, from what I can tell in the games I've seen, San Juan has had no long drives, no long, with lots of plays. They've had to have 13 play drives, 11 play drives. So South Summit's made them work for it. The trouble for South Summit comes on a couple of plays where they had opportunities that give San Juan this big halftime lead, because it really could have gone the other way really easily.
Yes, it could have, that's for sure. Appreciate Brad James being here with us again. We'll take a look at our first half stats. Let's start with the team stats here in half number one. First off, San Juan, 253 yards. Again, they averaged 531, so they're about where they need to be for the half. And for total offense for South Summit, after having just 12 yards through their first 5 series, they're able to put together some much better drives. They have 115 yards in the half. 140 passing yards for San Juan, 84 for South Summit. Then rushing yards, 113 for the Broncos, 31 for the Wildcats. Other key numbers to look at, San Juan, 4 of 8 on third down, 1 of 3 on fourth down. And South Summit, 2 of 5 on third down conversions.
Yeah, no, it's just, too many big things for San Juan. And like you said, 12 yards. So really they did quite well the second half of the second quarter, because that's when we talked about it, them having 12 yards in that first half. And San Juan was just consistent. They're right on their average. And again, the balance, 140 passing, 114 rushing. The balance is, it's tough to beat a football team with that kind of balance.
Right, absolutely. Let's look at some of those individual stats, Scott.
First of all, for the visiting South Summit Wildcats, Stembridge, 4 rushes is all, but has 45 yards. So that's pretty good. 11.2 his average. No one else with any other yards on the rushing side. For the Broncos, Zach Conway, 15 carries, 75 yards. Snyder, 13 carries, 55 yards for that 128. Conway only averaging 4.5. So, you said in the pregame he averages 10 yards per carry. He's half that with the South Summit defense. Passing, Parker Snyder is 15 for 22, 140 yards. Lashy, 10 for 17 for 84 yards. Both have a TD pass, and Lashy's been sacked twice, one big one and I wonder if that doesn't play into some of the passing too.
Yep.
And then Snyder with one sack as well. On the receiving side for the Wildcats, Gempel with 43 yards on 6 receptions, 32 for Steven, and Woolstenhume with 11. And for the Broncos, 42 for Nelson on 5 catches, 5 for Ivans, 38 yards, and 4 for Keaton Ivans. That was Jake Ivans. Then Keaton Ivans, 4 catches, 55 yards, 1 for Zach Conway for 5 yards.
So, yeah, there you go.
Pretty good contributions on the various players.
Yeah, you're going to get lots of players involved. 4 different players have caught a pass for San Juan. And then, of course, we've got Conway and Snyder that have each run the football as well. And so neither team uses a lot of running backs like you see with maybe some of the other programs these sizes, but they certainly have a lot of receivers.
Well, and it's definitely, what it comes down to. Both teams, 10 receptions for the Wildcats, 15 for the Broncos. But it really comes down to the difference between the play of Snyder and Lashy in this first half.
Yeah.
Snyder with the 53 yards. I think South Summit's done a really good job with Snyder, but Snyder has been able to extend plays and keep drives going in some of those long, multiple play drives.
Yeah.
And, he's been the difference in this one. I think Conway and Stembridge, Conway would definitely the edge, but Stembridge not far behind. Those two kind of balance each other out. But really, Snyder has been great in this first half.
Yes, he has. That's for sure. This is, once again, the Jones Intermill Engineering halftime show here on Team Hive.live, powered by Centricom and Channel V6, along with KSL Sports. Coming up after this game, we will have the 3A state championship. Number 1, Richfield. Number 2, Manti. And what is expected to be another great game here today as well, with those two teams battling it out. Richfield won the game earlier this year, 28-7. Manti's trying to put together a drive to counter what Richfield did the first time around.
Well, and the gap, towards the end of the season, the gap between teams, they disappear. You saw this, in multiple classifications. The Kanab Beaver game, Kanab won a game easily, but in the semifinals, what a tough game for the Beavers. And so in a championship game, same kind of thing. Richfield dominated defensively in that game against Manti, shut down a very effective offense for the Templars. But I would expect a different thing this evening, because as teams get towards the end, that gap tightens a lot.
Yes,
we see it in all high school sports.
Yeah, no doubt. This, once again, is the Jones and Mill Engineering halftime show. We'll take a quick break, come back, and get you ready for the second half next here from SU's Eccles Coliseum, with number 1, San Juan, leading number 2, South Summit, 29-7 at the break here on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom, Channel V6, and KSL Sports.
Yeah, that last.
The leaves are changing, temperatures are dropping, and the holiday season is just around the corner. Strata Networks wants to help you celebrate with family and friends. From now until the end of November, you have a chance to enter and win one of 9 $200 grocery gift cards. Just enter your number at stratanetworks.com/thanksgiveaway and complete the survey sent through text message. It's simple. Don't miss your chance to win $200. Strata Networks. We connect lives.
This school year will be different.
This year, I'll do my assignments on time.
I will listen to my teacher.
I solemnly swear.
I won't eat any glue.
I'll do my homework every night.
Every night.
Research? No problem. School? I got this.
This year will be different. Visit Centricom.com to power your education with the best internet experience. Everyone succeeds with School to the Power of Centricom.
DNA McRae is hiring crude oil truck drivers for our Uinta Basin routes. Be home daily, drive new and well-maintained equipment, and earn quarterly bonuses with great benefits. DNA McRae offers outstanding career choices with flexible schedules, benefits, performance bonuses, and an average starting pay of $100,000 per year. We're a safety-focused, family-friendly work environment looking for those that fit our values. Call 435-893-4442 or visit McRaeTrans.com to complete an application.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer or stop by any branch.
Jones Paint and Glass has been serving the Utah community since 1938.
We love the communities we serve, not only in Utah, but through our network of dealers outside of Utah as well. It is our passion to be able to turn people's visions for their homes into a reality.
Whether you're updating your home or bringing the visions of your new home to life, Jones Paint and Glass is here for all your paint and glass needs.
When you hear the crash, you better think Jones Paint and Glass.
Feeling hurt? Uncomfortable standing, walking, or running? Salt Lake Running Company offers free custom shoe fittings. With an assortment of functional footwear and inserts, we've got solutions to help you have your best workout, work day, or work escape. For over 25 years, SLRC's award-winning customer service has helped people find the perfect personalized fit that keeps them comfortably moving. Visit us at one of our locations along the Wasatch Front or shop online at slrc.com today.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. On our website, you're not going to wade through a bunch of unrelated content. You bring up TeamHive.live and you're just going to find a lot of high school sports and events. We've created tools that make it super easy for you to create events and stream to our site. And if you ever need help with anything, you can give me a call. So I want to invite your school to join the team. If you're a Utah high school, you can stream live on TeamHive. That's TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10, V6 Media, and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
We're back here at Southern Utah University's Eccles Coliseum of the 2A football state championship game. And South Summit just making their way out of the locker room now. At the break, it is San Juan at 29, South Summit 7. I think they'll put another minute on the clock here to allow South Summit 3 minutes to get warmed up here for the second half. But everybody talked about it all year long, that it seemed to be a race for second in 2A. San Juan just a juggernaut. South Summit made it look interesting there for a few minutes here in this first half, but then a big play by Parker Snyder with the 70-yard interception return to the 5-yard line. And with 1 second left on the clock, they throw the 5-yard touchdown pass to Jake Ivins, and all of a sudden it's 29-7.
Well, let's talk about, really the difference in this game is, the San Juan offense has been the San Juan offense, but it's been their defense, with the interceptions and the fumble. You had the strip down, the South Summit's driving, and they get the strip sack. Well, they weren't driving; they had the ball one play.
Right.
So they got the strip on the running back, and so it's been the defense that's really given the offense the opportunities. It's not the San Juan offense just dominating. It's the defense has been taking the ball away and giving it back to the offense.
Yeah, one strip and then 3 interceptions by the defense.
Right. I mean, that's 4 first half turnovers. If I had to say, I'd give the nod to the defense in this first half.
Yeah.
And the offense has been fairly good, too.
Yes.
They've been okay.
They've still got 253 yards.
Well, that's not bad.
Mm-hmm. So, but now if you're Coach Roof and you're South Summit, you're still telling your guys, you've got a chance to win this game, and it's time to come out and make some adjustments, make some changes, and show what you showed for about a 10-minute stretch there, the first half, 8-minute stretch maybe of the first half. If they can convert that to the whole second half, then they have a chance to get back in this.
Well, there are teams who are down 22 that can't win. I mean, you get some of the running teams that don't have a passing attack. You get down too far, you can't. You can. But then you have to do, but then you do everything you don't normally do.
Yeah.
And so then that's when trouble happens usually.
Yes.
So, but this South Summit team, they have the capability of a quick hit offense. So far with the 4 turnovers, I'd say it's a long shot, but at the same time, they have the capability and it is possible. So it's not like this could not happen for the South Summit Wildcats.
Right. You look at these two quarterbacks. Parker Snyder, he's a 75% passing completion on the year. He's now over 3,000 yards after today. 40 touchdowns of 4 interceptions coming into this game. And, of course, now he's at 41-5.
Right.
And then Bracken Lashley on the other side, 61% completion, so not quite as high a completion percentage, but he's thrown for over 2,700 yards on the year.
Yeah.
28 touchdowns and 10 interceptions.
These are two awesome quarterbacks in this classification, and you look at those. The sheer numbers of that is just unbelievable. Yeah. And you look at Snyder with his 41-5.
Yeah, 41-5.
41-5, unbelievable.
Yeah.
With that percentage, and what that tells you is, one, he's got great receivers, and number two, he's a great quarterback.
Yes.
Lashley not far behind in his numbers as well.
And one of the big differences that help make it so that San Juan goes over the top is their ability to run the ball as well as they do as well. Because then you've got Zach Conway averaging 10 yards a carry on the season, 1,380 rushing yards and 27 rushing touchdowns.
Well, you drop a guy back and say, hey, you got Conway. You spy Conway. Drop a guy back and then you don't spy Conway. You'll get killed that way too. And that's where the balance becomes so devastating for San Juan, because the balance between the pass and the run requires the defense to be honest every single play. You can't gamble. If you do, Conway will kill you. If you don't, Snyder will kill you.
Right.
Among a bunch of other receivers, too.
Yes.
A bunch of targets for both teams.
So we get ready for the second half. You see any keys here to the second half, Scott?
Well, for San Juan, business as usual, and I think they have to limit turnovers. For me, it would be a steady dose of Snyder and Conway just running the ball, run this one out. On the South Summit side, it's going to have to be a little bit of, you have to be the gambler. Kenny Rogers would be proud, because you're going to have to gamble. You got to get some big plays, and you got to get them quick, down 3 scores, because this San Juan team can run it out. And then no mistakes for both teams. Mistakes will kill you.
So it'll be South Summit to receive the ball to start half number 2. And they'll have their 3 deep back to receive once again. Jayton Knight set to kick it away for San Juan. He'll kick left to right. And South Summit will return and have their opening drive right to left. Short kick again by Knight, taking it about the 14-yard line. Out across the 20 to the 25. Had a hold of the 30-yard line. And a good return. I believe that was Braden Osgathorpe on the return out to the 35-yard line.
Yeah, great return actually on that right side. And he never did pick up speed. He just kind of picked his spot and then just stayed in the pocket, followed blockers, and did a really nice job of getting South Summit decent field position to start at the 35.
Correction, that was Zamora on the return there for South Summit. They'll start on the 35-yard line.
Good job, Mora.
Lashley in the gun. Double twin set. Stembridge to his left. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, quick pass on the wide receiver screen to Gempler. Got a block, steps inside and brought down to the 41-yard line for a gain of about 6.
Yep, done on the tackle for San Juan. And that's exactly the kind of plays. If they're going to have a long, sustained drive, it's got to be those kinds of plays. The quick hitters on the outside, and then maybe, uncork one deep with a post or a flag and get some extra yardage.
2nd and 4, another quick one out to Wolstenhume. Got to the 40, has blockers in place to the 45, 50, into San Juan territory down to the 44-yard line.
Yeah, great job of blocking on the outside by number 85, that's Stevens, and then also number 21, Mikhailov. Those two did a great job. That was just great blocking, which, again, will go down the field.
1st and 10. Lashley takes a snap, hands off to Stembridge this time, and he takes a shot right up the middle. Didn't go down easy, though. Jordan Duke delivering the blow for the San Juan defense.
Yeah, and how. Duke and there's a player down.
San Juan looks like he's cramping as they're trying to get him stretched out.
Looks like a Wildcat, I believe. There's one on the other side. Yeah.
Jayton
Knight with the...
behind Jayton Knight is a South Summit player, yes.
So...
he's getting help to his feet.
Yeah. Looks like number 54, which is Braden Larson.
Yeah, the center.
Yeah, he looks good, though. I mean, it's nice to see him trotting off under his own power. Hopefully it's just a shot to the solar plexus or something.
2nd down and 9. Two teams work their way back out onto the field. It is always tough to lose your center, though.
Oh, no, it is. That's your QB of your line.
Double twin set. Stembridge to the left of Lashley in the backfield. Lashley takes a snap. Quick pass underneath. That's going to be caught by Mikhailov. And he'll be driven back, but not until he gets to the 36-yard line for a nice gain to make it 3rd and short.
Yeah, and you can see, Parker Snyder trying to strip that ball along with Trace Bennett, both just really hitting at the ball, trying to get that loose.
7-yard gain on that one. Mikhailov's first catch of the game. 3rd and 2. Trips right. Low snap. Lashley picks it up. Pump fake. Looking to the right. Not there. Now rolls. Throws out of the backfield. That's going to be caught by Gempler. Hit right at the first down line. Looks like he's going to have enough. It might be just a few inches shy.
It's going to be very close, but, Ivins and I think it was Snyder on the tackle, but Lashley did a really good job of extending that out and waited, and then was able to complete that pass. But what a great hit by, is that 9?
0.
It looks like 0.
Yep.
Yeah. Thea with a great tackle. It is a first down, though.
Yeah, they do give him the first down. Trips left. Here comes the wide receiver screen to Stevens. Stevens with a stiff arm, gets inside the 30, lowers the shoulder to the 25, stays on his feet, just running over Broncos to the 20-yard line.
Wow, I thought Stevens was going to go out of bounds, but he turns and goes upfield, gets another 6 yards, just keeping those legs pumping.
14-yard gain to the 20. 1st and 10, Wildcats. Trips right, one receiver to the left. Lashley takes the snap. Looking to his right, comes back to his left, not there. Now rolls to the right side, pump fake, has Knight on his back, and just throws that one away at the feet of everybody. It falls incomplete.
Yeah, Lashley had a chance to get it 4 or 5 yards on that if he keeps running just for the sideline, and he released that one a little bit early.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10 at the San Juan 20 now for the Wildcats.
Definitely nobody open. Yep. Great coverage. Four Broncos and 3 Wildcats.
Trips right. Fake the handoff. Quarterback keeper for Lashley. Cuts inside. Dives into the 15 to the 13-yard line for a gain of 7.
Yeah, the big quarterback goes flying in on that right side. Does a really nice job. Gets up a little gimpy, but looks to be okay.
Looks like you're going to put up the 12 for a gain of 8 and make it 3rd and 2.
Yep.
Lashley fakes the handoff, looks to his left, slant route pattern for Stevens. It'll be incomplete and a flag will fly. As you can see, the San Juan player had the hand on the back of South Summit.
Yeah, Parker Snyder, as he looks like he's holding for the backside. We'll see that. Oh, yeah, you can see it in the replay as the jersey there and kept the receiver from finishing that route.
Yep.
Good call. And Snyder didn't object a whole lot.
No. So half the distance to the goal, take him to the 6-yard line and a first down for the Wildcats. 1st and goal from the 6.
Yeah, this is a huge drive and a huge opportunity for the Wildcats. But 3 minutes and 15 seconds off the clock, not bad.
Yeah.
For a long drive. This started on their own 35-yard line.
Receiver wide to each side, 2-back set, 1 to either side of Lashley in the shotgun formation. Takes the snap. Gives the handoff. Stembridge off the left side. Cuts inside the 5 down to the 4-yard line for a gain of 2.
Yeah, Jayton Knight and Jake Ivins on the tackle. Tough sledding. Really great pursuit.
9-play drive so far along with the penalty. So 2nd and goal from the 4.
Jake Ivins had to fight off a pretty good block to make that tackle.
Play call comes from the sideline. Gempler goes wide right. They'll go Stevens to the left. And bring in Noah Gunnarsson as the wing back.
Boy, tight on the defensive backs.
Lashley takes the snap. The give to Stembridge. Follows Gunnarsson up the middle into the end zone. Touchdown, Wildcats.
Yeah, and a full head of steam for Stembridge. As you watch on the replay, he just turns and goes upfield as hard as he can, follows his big offensive line. And a very important drive for the South Summit Wildcats to start the second half. And that cuts the deficit to 2 scores and gives them an opportunity to get back in this game.
Yeah, big drive for South Summit. And now Dominguez on to kick the extra point with under 8 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter.
4 minutes off the clock.
Snap is good. Hold is down. The kick is up, and it is good. So a 7:58 to go in quarter number 3 of the 2A state championship. Number 1, San Juan 29. Number 2, South Summit 14. We'll come back on TeamHive.live, Channel V6, and KSL Sports.
Kings Peak is the tallest mountain in Utah, standing at 13,528 feet. It's located right here in Duchesne County. We at Kings Peak Credit Union want to help you reach your highest financial point. We have been proudly serving our community since 1955 by providing quality services, loans, and tools to build a dependable future. Our dedication to Duchesne County and the surrounding areas lets us lift our members and the residents here to new heights. Kings Peak Credit Union is here to help with your next financial adventure.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10, B6 Media, and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Back here at SU's Eccles Coliseum as we get ready for the ensuing kickoff, but a really nice drive put together by South Summit to start this half.
Yeah, really nice job. They did it quickly. They did it their way with quick passes, quick hitters, running by Stembridge. A little bit of balance for the Wildcats. Back in it, down 2 scores.
Dominguez set to kick it away now for South Summit. 2 deep to receive for San Juan. Dominguez with his approach. Onside kick, and it's going to be still loose. It was touched by San Juan first, and they will dive on it.
Oh.
That was close.
Yeah, South Summit misses an opportunity as that comes off just like they want. Unfortunately, you know, the team was expecting that ball to be downfield, so they overran it. No one there to outrun, I think it was Ivins.
Yeah, Jake Ivins dove before it could get to the 10-yard mark. And it bounced off his chest, but he was able to scramble to his feet and gather it up.
Wow, what a missed opportunity. And now San Juan with a short field at the 43.
7:56 to go in the quarter.
Almost paid off.
Yeah.
Almost.
1st and 10 Broncos. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Snyder in the gun with Conway to his right in the backfield. Takes a snap. The give to Conway up the middle. Bounces to the right side, and he'll be dragged down from behind. I believe that was... Woodward?
Yeah, Woodward just on for the ride, and Conway comes up with a heavy limp.
Yeah, the way he went down with that, the way he was grabbed low. Takes it down to the 36-yard line, and now it looks like we're going to have maybe a false start. Yeah, false start
against San Juan. Yeah, Conway went down awkwardly as Woodward grabbed hold of the leg. It basically had from the knee down and turned the ankle just a little bit of Zach Conway. You can see him lifting that left leg. He looks like he's fine. Just lifting that leg and working out the kinks.
So the penalty will take him back to the 41.5-yard line. So 2nd down at about 8.5. Snyder, 2 receivers each side with Conway to his right in the backfield. Takes a snap, fake the handoff, a sidearm sling out to the right side. That'll be caught by Keaton Ivins, and he rumbles for a 1st down to the 25-yard line.
Yeah, Keaton Ivins. Now they're immediately calling for someone down. They're saying hurry over.
It was Cole Lloyd, but he came up quickly. He doesn't want to come out of the game.
No. But how about Ivins with the strength of holding on that ball as Lloyd had a hold of the ball, both hands on the ball.
With a sidearm sling there by Snyder, too. That was, and he had to be sidearm.
Yeah. No, there wasn't any other way to deliver that. It was a little Mahomes-like.
Yeah.
As he just, caught it from the side. Maybe we can see that replay one more time. Now you're going to see you can see might have been a hyperextended elbow is what we might be looking at with him.
Yeah. So Cole Lloyd will step up, and he's going to leave the field. Just some round of applause.
Yeah, it was interesting. All the players were really worried about it. You could see immediately they're like, hey, get over here. So good to see him up and moving. Hopefully we'll see him again. And here's the replay with Snyder. Oh, yeah. Great sidearm delivery.
So 7:24 to go in the third. It'll be, again, 1st down and 10 for the Broncos at the South Summit 26-yard line. Snyder takes a snap. Give to Conway up the middle. Conway slices through to the 20-yard line for a gain of 6.
We talked about a steady diet in the second half of Zach Conway on the rush, and then, Snyder with his passing abilities. I do want to just give a shout out to our production crew who gave us that replay. We could see it and look at it, and they're phenomenal.
Yeah, they do a great job. Snyder drops back to pass, looking to his right, throws to his right, has a man open. Jake Ivins has it knocked away as he got into the end zone. Is it going to be an incomplete pass or a fumble? They're ruling it a fumble. And touchdown San Juan as Ivins was able to recover it.
Now, I'm wondering if that wasn't going to end up being an incomplete pass, but let's take a look at it.
Tried to reach out for the end zone.
You know what? That's a great call.
That was. Ivans took a shot on the play, and he was able to recover it. Braden Osgathorpe delivered the blow, but it's still a touchdown for the Broncos nonetheless.
Yeah, huge answer by the Broncos, and that one only took, a minute and 10 seconds to the score for the Broncos with the short field, and the Broncos make the Wildcats pay. And what a shot that Ivans took.
Yeah.
I mean, that was painful. And he's off on the sideline getting looked at just a little.
He has 6 catches for 59 yards and 2 touchdowns now for the Broncos.
Yeah, great player.
And the South Summit coaches took a long time visiting with the coaching staff, or with the officials. And officials explained their reasoning of why they called it a touchdown and not an incomplete pass. And we got a great look at it again from
and I actually think it was a reception.
Yeah.
So
he made a move and tried to stick the ball out. Palmer now with the extra point attempt. It is up and good. So a 6:46 to go in the third quarter. The 2A state championship. Number 1, San Juan 36. Number 2, South Summit 14 on TeamHive.live, Channel V6 and KSL Sports.
Earning your degree doesn't have to be complex. USU Uinta Basin lets you stay close to home and save money. As an Aggie, you'll have access to a personalized education with student support from faculty mentors. Let us help you achieve your goals your way. On campus, online, this is your U-State.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10, V6 Media, and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Back here at SU's Eccles Coliseum, Jayton Knight set to kick it away again for the Broncos. And here's the approach. Kick is up, and it'll take him back to about the 11-yard line. And bring it out across to the 22 does Milburn to the 22-yard line is where he'll be brought down.
Yeah, South Summit Wildcat down, and didn't want to see the replay. The way he went down, it was one of those odd steps, and thankfully it looks like cramps, actually.
Yeah. His teammate, Brandon Mora, coming over to stretch him out. The cramps are the things you're used to seeing during those hot football games early in the season.
Right. Well, and we saw cramps actually with Jayton Knight as well on San Juan side, so it was kind of rare to see that. But when he initially went down, I was a little bit worried because those non-contact injuries that are away from the ball, they take the awkward step, and that's usually an ACL tear. And thankfully, cramps is a great outcome in this kind of an injury. But
so I say you see them early in the season because of the heat of the summer, but sometimes because of these cool days, you're not drinking like you should, and so that's where they can come up again on these colder days.
Looks like he's shaking off, starting to walk now. It took him about 20 yards to get the calf released, and it looks like he's doing better now.
So South Summit will start on their own 22-yard line with 6:40 to go here in quarter number 3, down 36-14 to San Juan.
South Summit's going to have to, they're going to have to really, their drives are going to have to be 2 minutes or less. They're going to have to really open up the playbook.
Lashy, handoff up the middle to Stembridge, and it'll be a short gain of a yard. Maybe to the 23 is all.
That play kept going after I thought I was down for a while.
Yeah, everybody but Stembridge kept going.
Yeah, they did. Oh, it was Jagger Nieves who fell over a South Summit player.
So second down at about 9.5, a short 1-yard gain on that one. Double twin set. Lashy takes the snap, drops the pass, looking to his left. Now going to throw on the crossing route across to Mikhailov. He picks up the first down out of the 34-yard line.
And Nieves with upends the receiver, but not until there's a first down for South Summit. 6:02 left in the third. South Summit has to hurry. No huddle for the Wildcats.
First and 10 to the 34. Trips left, one receiver to the right. Lashy, quick pass to the left side. That's going to be caught by Wolstenhume. Got a block by Stevens, but then dropped after a basically no gain back in the line of scrimmage is all.
Yeah, too much coverage for the San Juan Broncos. They spied that out. He did a good job of missing the first one, but too many tacklers following up.
So no gain on that one. Second down and 10.
And it's the quarterback, Parker Snyder, with the tackle.
Trips right. Lashy looking to his right, looking now across the middle, has time, throws across the middle, and an incomplete, overthrew Wolstenhume, just barely underthrew Nelson.
Yeah, wide open, too, right in the middle. That's one Lashy wants back, as he had Wolstenhume, perfect in the flat. He was wide open.
Yes.
Almost intercepted by Nelson.
3rd down and 10 for the Wildcats. Going to go with that double twin set again. Stanbridge to the right of Lashley in the backfield. Hard count. San Juan moved, but didn't cross.
They jumped, didn't cross.
And now the play clock's going to dwindle down to 0, and so it'll be a delay of game on South Summit after trying to get San Juan to jump. They end up moving it back 5 yards due to the delay of game.
Yeah, and it complicates things. 3rd and 15 a lot harder than 3rd and 10, which is a lot harder than 3rd and 5. So, the more distance, it lets the defense do more things because the play has to develop. So now I bet you're going to see San Juan bring some people and put quick pressure on Lashley.
Trips right, one receiver to the left. That's Stevens in double coverage. Lashley drops the pass.
Here they come.
Heavy pressure, able to avoid the first man. Now just throws it downfield, and it'll be incomplete. San Juan wanting the intentional grounding, but Stevens had come back and at that point was in the area.
Well, and Stevens did a really good thing. You won't be able to see on the replay, I don't think, but Stevens runs right at the ball as if that's his route and helps his quarterback out by just running to the right spot.
Yes.
If he continues his route, it's intentional grounding. So they're going to talk about it.
Yeah, it didn't make it to the line of scrimmage, but of course there's lots of passes that don't make it to the line of scrimmage that if there's a receiver in the area, it doesn't matter.
Whoa.
Oh, they're going to go with an illegal use of hands on San Juan, and the Broncos coaches can't believe it.
So initially what I thought was a huddle for the, intentional grounding ends up being a huge break for South Summit. 10-yard penalty. Or is it 15?
10 yards.
10 yards. 10 yards for the illegal use of hands.
Brings it out to the 39-yard line, and now it does make it 3rd and 5. Double twin set. They send Wolston human motion right to left. And South Summit went way early on that one.
Yeah.
So make it 3rd and 10.
San Juan Broncos all call that one. And so now back we go. And you can feel just, these are momentum killers. South Summit trying to get something going. And these penalties, they're not huge penalties, but they cause problems because it complicates the risk goes up. And it's a lot harder. It's the little things in football that matter.
Yeah, it is. Taylor Black getting the crowd involved for San Juan. Trips right, one receiver to the left. Lashley takes the snap. Steps up, going to throw downfield for Stevens in single coverage, and just over the top, it'll fall incomplete. Stevens looking for a flag, but good coverage downfield by Snyder.
Yeah, Snyder did a good job of keeping his hands down. A lot of bumping in the route, but he keeps his hands down, no grabbing, and so you're going to see it right here with the replay. So just some bumping, keeps the hands down. Smart play by Parker Snyder.
So 4th and 10 now for the Wildcats. They'll bring on the punt team with 5:12 to go here in the 3rd quarter.
So you wonder if it's 4th and 5. If the coach says, hey, I'm going to go for it. 4th and 10, you got to try to get a break of your own.
Snap is good. Kick is away. Line drive type of kick this time. And it's going to be taken at the 35-yard line. Room to run to the 45, 50. Cuts back inside. It'll be brought down to about the 47-yard line in South Summit territory. Brenton Bethea with another good return.
Yeah, really nice return in that line drive. We've seen the punter uncork a few big ones. That one was just right to the player. He really didn't run into anybody until he was at least 20 yards into it. Yep, 20 yards is when he meets his first South Summit Wildcat.
So San Juan starts at the South Summit 47-yard line with 5:01 to go here in quarter number 3.
And this drive could be the dagger drive. A score by San Juan might put it out of reach.
Yeah. Snyder takes a snap, pump fake on the quick pass, and says he's going to run it himself up the middle. Gets hit from behind, and as a result, he goes about 2 more yards downfield to the 42.
Yeah, Brady Freeman comes from the backside, puts a big hit on the quarterback.
Gain of 5 to the 42-yard line.
And once again, we have an injured South Summit Wildcat, Woodward, down this time.
Trainer comes over to check on him while they had just more cramps. Going to stretch him out.
Yeah. It's super interesting to me. You don't see cramps this time of year. Even it's just kind of odd. That's the 3rd player now with cramps in that calf. And when that happens, I don't know if people at home have ever had a Charlie horse, but it is absolutely crippling when that muscle locks up. You know, your toe goes straight, you're in trouble. Luckily, I haven't had too many, but the ones that I've had have been just devastating.
Yes.
They're rough. So you'll see guys running down the field that calf cramps up and they just drop because there's nothing there.
No.
So rough stuff.
2nd and 5 now for the Broncos.
More pickle juice, I guess.
That's right. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Snyder in the gun. Takes a snap. Give to Conway. Conway was going up the middle. Now bounces to the outside. Freeman grabs him again and pulls him backward. And coming to help clean it up was Kyson Atkinson.
Yeah, how impressive is Brady Freeman as a tackler? You know, I mean, just the strength. That's several times he's just grabbed the jersey and then he stops the momentum of the other player. That's not that easy to do.
Especially on Zach Conway.
Especially on Conway, who's amazing. But that's a strength move.
Yes.
That's rough.
3rd down and 4 for the Broncos. Snyder takes a snap, fakes the pitch, going to keep it himself up the middle, and he's going to look like he looked like he might have it, but now it looks like he might be just short of the 1st down.
Yeah, Snyder's smart as he felt like he could get the 1st down. A little bit short, but Snyder makes a good play, and here's going to be a quick play by the Broncos.
Yeah, on 4th and about a half a yard.
I don't think that was ever designed to be an option. I think that was Snyder all the way as we watched the replay.
He moves Conway to his right, takes the snap, keeps it himself as he pulls the handoff out, follows that lead block down the right side of the field, and gets inside the 30-yard line down to the 29.
Yeah, what a play call by the San Juan Broncos as Snyder, fakes the handoff to Conway and then just follows his big lineman Black and trying to see the other player down the side.
Number 70.
Yep.
Another play up the middle off the right side, and another nice gain down inside the 20-yard line to the 19.
There's the strength of Conway as he runs into a player, keeps going, and a good gain on 1st down.
That was Tage Palmer that had that block on the previous play.
Yeah, 16, Kyson Atkinson just takes a hit from Conway.
Off the right side again, and no gain as he's dropped down right at the 20-yard line.
Wiley Crystal, nice tackle on the side. He stops the gain, 3rd down.
So Snyder with the back to either side of him. Bennett to the right, Conway to the left. Takes a snap, rides it. And Conway somehow still has the football and gets dropped down, and now the ball's loose. And what are they
going to say? Incomplete is the ruling.
That doesn't.
If it is where they're linemen downfield, I mean, this replay will be interesting to watch.
Yeah, Conway somehow hold on to the football, now just tries to toss it forward.
So
yeah, there's definitely linemen.
You've got linemen clear downfield.
Yes.
San Juan with the break on that one.
And now they get Sal Summit to jump to pick up the 1st down on the encroachment penalty.
Yeah, South Summit knows they have to stop this. The pressure's there, and the midbrain fires, and across the line they go for the penalty. 1st down for the Broncos in the red zone. That's a tough turn of events.
1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. Snyder takes the snap. Pump fake, tries to run, and gets dropped immediately as South Summit got pressure.
Traven Boger with the tackle.
So a loss of yards on the play, back to the 18-yard line.
That young man will be a wrestler.
Yes, a very good one at that.
Yeah, the son of Jeremiah Boger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a wrestler.
Is he?
Yes. Highly ranked start of the year.
Oh, cool.
Now rolling to the right side, Snyder throws and nearly intercepted, but it falls incomplete. In coverage there for South Summit was Wiley Crystal again.
Yeah, boy, Snyder gets away with one there. Crystal, really the only one close. He drops back, makes a nice play. It was intended for number 25, Doan.
3rd down and about 13 now for San Juan. Snyder drops back, 1:56 to go in the 3rd quarter. Trips right, make that 4 receivers to the right. Pump fake, here comes the pressure from the outside, steps up, throws for the end zone, has a man in the back of the end zone, caught, touchdown.
Oh, my gosh.
Jake Ivins with his third touchdown reception of the game, and now a flag is on the play. You saw Jake Ivins there on video just go down to a knee and couldn't believe it.
What a play. It doesn't take away from a great football play. They call holding on San Juan, but, Jake Ivins does. I remember Lad Ivins being a killer in doing those kind of catches, and now Jake does exactly the same thing. He times it perfectly. He goes up at just the right time, heavy pressure, makes the catch, all for naught, but it sure was a fun play.
And you can certainly see the hold right there, too, as Southland's defensive line was about to bust through.
How's Snyder even see that, too? Unbelievable.
Snyder, quarterback draw right up the middle. He goes, and he'll be brought down at about the 18-yard line. Gets back most of that lost yardage.
Yeah, Parker Schneider, a game kid. He just comes back, gets the yards back that they lost, and now they're. But it still is 4th down, I believe. Yep, 4th down and 13. So I don't think San Juan kicks field goals. They might, but I haven't seen it yet.
At least not here.
No.
Trips right, 2 receivers to the left for Snyder. Takes a snap. Throws to the right side. That's going to be incomplete. Doan took a shot on the play by the South Summit defensive back to knock it away.
Wow, that was a dangerous play. Goes up high. Luckily, he lands fairly well considering.
Braden Osgathorpe with the hit.
So South Summit will get the ball at the 18-yard line. Is that right?
Yep.
Long field, a minute left in the third. Three scores away, so South Summit's going to have to score quick. It's just gets more and more desperate as time goes on.
Lashy takes a snap. Hand off to Stembridge. Stembridge trying to find some space. Bounces to the outside. Has blockers. Has the edge for a first down and more. And he'll be brought down to the 40-yard line for a big gain for Trey Stembridge.
Well, that's why once in a while you do that kind of a play to keep people honest. So Stembridge busts a long one and does a good job. He gets hit, but he makes a really nice adjustment out to the right side, follows a wall of blockers, and puts it out at the 40.
10 carries for 75 yards now for Trey Stembridge.
Great game.
1st and 10 from the 40. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Lashy takes a snap. The give on the dive to Stembridge. Tries to find a hole. This time he gets swallowed up after a gain of 3 to the 43-yard line.
Yeah, I think it was Taylor Black in the middle stopping that one. Yeah, really nowhere to go. Couldn't go inside or outside on the play.
So 2nd down and 7 for the Wildcats. 35 seconds to go here in quarter number 3. Takes the snap, hand out to Stembridge again, and he's going to get to the 44. Just a gain of a yard is all on the carry. Good pressure that time by San Juan.
Yeah, San Juan, not fooled. They didn't drop back for the pass, and so, the draw doesn't work that time. It worked once, but we've gone to the well a couple times. And that's tough.
So 3rd down and 6. Double twin set here for the Wildcats. Final play of the 3rd quarter. Lashy takes a snap. Looks to his right, throws the out route. That's going to be caught by Gempler. And he's going to have enough for a first down to the 49-yard line. And that's how the 3rd quarter will come to an end. After 3 quarters of play in the 2A football state championship, it is number 1 San Juan 36, number 2 South Summit 14. 4th quarter coming up when we come back here on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom, Channel B6, and KSL Sports.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
It's not about the miles you take when you're driving, but the milestones you see when you get to where you're going. When you graduate high school, buy your first car, get married, start a family, find your first home, and grow old together. Let each mile bring you closer to the moments that matter. L&L Motor. People you know. People who care.
To the fourth quarter we go here at SUU, and it is 1st and 10 for the South Summit Wildcats. Stembridge out the left side, and he's going to go back to the line of scrimmage, but no more to the San Juan 49-yard line.
Yeah, San Juan staying home, and the interior defensive line doing a good job of coming up with the tackles. They did let Stembridge on the one time, but that was an off-tackle thing. Almost nothing up the middle on this drive for the South Summit Wildcats. Clock running.
2nd and 10. They will go change some personnel, it looks like. They'll go 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Lashley in the shotgun formation with Stembridge to his left. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, steps up with pressure coming, able to avoid it. Looking downfield, now throws, knocked in the air, and is it intercepted? No, it's not. It falls incomplete.
Jordan Duke almost comes up with the play of the game, as that would have been acrobatic. He jumps in the pass, tips it up to himself, and always comes down. Almost comes down with it.
Lashley almost caught it himself as well.
Yeah.
He came flying through there with a chance to grab it. In fact, had it in his hands.
He did.
That'd be quite a stat, a pass to yourself.
That would have been fun.
Yeah.
That would have been fun to see.
Those are rare.
They are rare. They do happen.
So 3rd and 10. Double twin set again. Lashley surveys. Takes the snap, looking to his left, going to throw across the middle. Has Stevens downfield, wide open to the 15, 10, 5, touchdown. South Summit as he delivers a strike downfield to Stratton Stevens.
What a pass from Lashley as he stood in the pocket, stayed there, waited till Stevens cleared the defense, and delivered a perfect strike. He was hit as he threw by Knight, and Stevens just in stride. What a great pass and catch for the Wildcats.
49-yard touchdown pass to Stevens.
So it brings it within 16.
Dominguez to kick the extra point. Low snap, but good hold. And by Mikhailov, and Dominguez kicks it through. So with 11:06 to go in the game, it is number 1 San Juan 36, number 2 South Summit 21 in the 2A state championship on TeamHive.live, Channel V6 and KSL Sports.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10, V6 Media, and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
36-21 your score after South Summit puts together a 7-play drive, and they go 82 yards in 7 plays, capped off a 49-yard touchdown pass from Bracken Lashley to Stratton Stevens.
Keeping it interesting. Down, they're within 2 scores. You know, a 2-point conversion and a regular touchdown. So 11 minutes left. This is more interesting. Do they try an onside kick is a question. Last time they had a chance.
Yeah, they tried it, nearly got it, but Jake Ivins covered it up. So now Dominguez set to kick it away.
Hands team on the field for San Juan.
Comes the approach from Dominguez. It is going to be the onside kick, and was that Nelson that just took it out of the air? Great catch by Brigham Nelson.
Yeah.
He took a shot in the process, but pulled that down, and it's San Juan football at the 49.
Yeah, normally you have your players wait until the 10 yards, but that time Nelson, it took a very high bounce. Nelson said, hey, I can get this. Jumps up and takes it. That was a great onside kick, but a better reaction by Nelson.
The start of the South Summit 48 is where they'll have it with 11:03 to go in this 2A state championship. Trips left, 1 receiver to the right for San Juan. Snyder in the shotgun formation, takes a snap. Quick pass to the outside, caught by Ivins. Has blockers in front, gets to the 40-yard line, and inside the 40 to the 38 has enough for a first down.
Yeah, Doan and Nelson just blocking downfield on the outside. They seal the linebackers and the DB, and what a great job blocking on that outside edge. Beautifully done by the receivers.
And they're going to give it to the 39, so a gain of 9, 2nd and 1. And they got to South Summit to jump long ways across the line. So move it forward 5 yards.
Yeah, uncommon mistake for the South Summit Wildcat defender.
7 penalties on South Summit, 6 on San Juan, but pretty even there.
Yeah, and the truth is that South Summit's going to have to get some stuff. So I mean, they have to gamble, and you have to take that kind of a play.
Yes, you do. Double twin set. Snyder pump fake, quarterback keeper up the middle, just pushes the pile forward as he ran into a bunch of players, and he's able to get down to the 30-yard line for a gain of 4.
You know, I'd be really interested, both of these teams, where if some of these young men are being recruited for college football, because I think some of these kids are college caliber for sure.
Yeah, I talked to Coach Christensen about Conway, and he said that there are teams looking at him.
Mm-hmm. There's another defensive encroachment, so defensive offsides. Yep, goes against South Summit.
Moving forward to the 25.
San Juan doing a nice job, smart to keep it from being, just the same snap count.
Yeah. That's 8 for 50 yards, so they've had a lot of 5-yard penalties, has South Summit. 6 for 55 for San Juan. Double twin set. Snyder drops the pass, looking to his right, going to throw across the middle for the seam, and that's going to be caught down to the 5-yard line.
Okay, so that receiver was not open. Right. And Keaton Ivins goes in. He wasn't open. The pass was perfect. The catch was perfect. The defense was perfect. Just what a beautiful throw into coverage from Parker Snyder, and a great catch by Ivins.
That puts Snyder over 200 yards passing on the game. Keaton Ivins reels that one in for a gain of 20. He's got 90 receiving yards. 1st and goal from the 5. Snyder takes the snap. Give to Conway. Hole opens up, spins out of one tackle, and then gets brought down to about the 3-yard line for a gain of 2.
Conway so strong on that right side. Just goes in. Great job by South Summit stopping that play. But the spin is big. He's got a great spin move. And then Gunnarsson just says, not going to happen. I'm going to hold on to your jersey, pull you back.
And flag will fly before the play goes. False start against San Juan.
It's a rare mistake. We haven't really seen penalties causing huge problems in this game.
No.
We've seen a couple. We had that one point where it was bad.
3 in a row against South Summit.
3 in a row against South Summit. But other than that, no big controversial penalties to cause problems for these two teams. That was a big one for San Juan.
2nd and goal from the 8 now for the Broncos. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Snyder drops back with Conway behind him to his left. Fakes the handoff, passes the outside to Jake Ivins, makes the catch at the 3, and he'll be brought down there. I believe Brandon Mora with the initial hit, and Osgathorpe cleans it up.
Yeah, Mora did a great job of just maintaining that contact. They've been doing that all game long when he's had a chance in open field tackle, because that's the hardest tackle in football, is that tackle in space. And Mora able to hold on to the legs, allow no yardage until he gets help. 3rd
and goal from the 3 now for the Broncos. Snyder with trips left, takes a snap, looks to his left, pump fake, looks again, now throws across the middle, intercepted. South Summit pulls it out of the air, and making the play defensively for the Wildcats is Braxton Blazard.
Yeah, that was huge as, San Juan robbed of a scoring opportunity. And Snyder just threw it into coverage. He did not see Blazard step in front, but Blazard was there all the way. And South Summit back in business, 8 minutes left. This is interesting.
Snyder only threw 4 interceptions throughout the first, 13 games or 12 games of the year, and has thrown 2 here today.
Well, and give South Summit life, some momentum and some life. They do have to score twice, so this drive would have to be quick with either a defensive stop or a turnover.
And they only took about 2 minutes on their last drive, so they do have the ability to do that. Double twin set. Lashy takes the snap, looking to his left. Here comes some pressure from the backside, steps up, now just going to tuck it and run, and he slowed down like he might slide, and then he took a shot because of it at the 25.
Yeah, I mean, I think he got caught between sliding or running, but he took a shot that was unnecessary. I think he was just in the wrong position to go down, and San Juan there to punish him for the stop.
So 2nd down and 5. Double twin set again for the Wildcats. Lashley with Stembridge to his right. Takes the snap, looking to his left. Now looks in the middle, steps to his left, going to throw across. It's going to be caught by Stevens underneath. He has enough for a 1st down out to the 34-yard line.
Yeah, nice job. Lashley does a good job of extending that play, rolling to his left, and until Stevens could come up clean, which he did in the flat. And he made a nice adjustment for his quarterback. Sometimes receivers stay in their route. Stevens did a nice job of adjusting.
Yes, he did. That puts Lashley over 200 passing yards on the game. So we've got both quarterbacks.
Yeah.
1st and 10 at the 34.
Yeah, for the first time you can hear a little bit of anxiety with the San Juan faithful.
Double twin set. Lashley surveying, looking at the sideline now. Has plenty of time on the play clock. Takes the snap, looking to his left, and a flag comes in on the far sideline. It's going to be offsides on San Juan.
So a break for the South Summit Wildcats. South Summit took a lot of time on that play, and it worked out as San Juan had to have been lined up offsides. I didn't see anybody jump.
Yeah. So move it forward 5 yards.
Yeah.
Makes it 1st and 5 now.
Clock running at 6:50. I'm surprised to see South Summit huddle up.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that would be just on the ball.
Lashley takes the snap. Quick wide receiver screen to Gempler. Has blockers in place. Gets the edge. Has a 1st down and more near the 50-yard line. Stepped out of bounds the 46. And that's where it'll be stopped.
Yeah, San Juan calling for a hold on Doan on this outside edge. And you can see for yourself what you think. And it might have been a little bit of a hold, but a 1st down for the South Summit Wildcats.
Out to the 46-yard line near midfield, and he stepped out of bounds, so it stopped the clock as well with 6:28 to go in the game. South Summit trying to claw back into this one with the Broncos. Trips to the left, one receiver to the right. Lashley drops the pass. Here comes some heavy pressure from San Juan, and they swallow him up.
Stembridge did what he could to stop the rush on that right side. But then all of a sudden, just the whole pocket collapsed. 3 Broncos there, and Lashley had nothing to do as the two players took him down.
The Jayton Knight and Zach Conway. Yep. Conway kind of slipped awkwardly as they came out of that huddle.
He did. Yeah.
9-yard loss. That'll make it 2nd and 19 at their own 37.
That's a huge sack by the San Juan Broncos. That it makes it a lot harder of a drive.
Trips left. Screen pass. It's going to be caught by Stembridge, but it was read perfectly again by San Juan. It'll be a loss of a yard back to the 36.
Yeah, that time it was Trace Bennett who spied that out. And, they let the players go, and Bennett didn't bite at all. He stayed on the running back and resulted in another loss. Great play from the senior Bennett.
So 3rd and 10 now for the Wildcat, or 3rd and 20, for the Wildcats on their own 36. They need to get to the San Juan 44. Trips right, one receiver to the left.
South Summit has to convert for there to be a chance at all.
Lashley drops. Here comes the pressure. Steps up, just going to chuck it and run. And he's going to go out of bounds out the original line of scrimmage to make it 4th and about 10.
Yeah, not bad. Good coverage by the San Juan Broncos downfield, so Lashley gets a good portion back. But it puts South Summit in a difficult proposition at 4th and 10. He goes to his left, so it's a lot harder for him to turn and square and throw after that. Plus, you get linemen downfield after the scramble starts. So I think Lashley might have made a wise decision, even though it's 4th and 10.
So he go out of bounds to the 45. 4th and 11 now for the Wildcats. And again, 4th and 11 is significantly easier to get than 4th and 20.
It certainly is. Lashley put his team in a better position.
Double twin set, takes the snap, drops the pass, throws underneath, and that's going to be incomplete. Good coverage. Hope it was caught. Jimmy Stevens made the catch, but not enough for a 1st down. And it'll be a turnover on downs by the Wildcats.
Yeah, and you've got to credit pressure by San Juan as they bring it up. Lashley lets go, and just short of the yard to gain.
They picked up 8, and they needed 11.
Great defense by San Juan coverage-wise. Downfield, no one to throw to, a difficult proposition, and they had everybody covered. So he threw where he could, and just short of the marker.
So San Juan takes over. Up 2 scores with 4:54 to go in the game. 2A state title on the line. Broncos looking for their 3rd straight. South Summit showing pressure. They bring it up the middle, hand up to Conway, and Conway bursts through. He's off to the races. No one's going to catch him from 53 yards out. Zach Conway with a score for the Broncos.
Yeah, we've been waiting for that all game long. Zach Conway, just the minute he has that opening, he takes it. He just fires through the hole, untouched, and great blocking downfield. But then he just outran some tackles, and then Zach Conway is not going to get caught in the open field. And that is the dagger drive.
Yes.
Even though it was a limited chance before, almost no chance at this point.
So Palmer on to kick the extra point. Snap is good. Kick is up, and it is good. So with 4:45 to go in the game of the 2A state championship, number 1 San Juan 43, number 2 South Summit 21. We'll take the break on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom, Channel V6, and KSL Sports.
It's not about the miles you take when you're driving, but the milestones you see when you get to where you're going. When you graduate high school, buy your first car, get married, start a family, find your first home, and grow old together. Let each mile bring you closer to the moments that matter. L&L Motor. People you know. People who care.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10, V6 Media, and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
So after getting a stop on downs, 1 play later, San Juan adds to their lead with a 53-yard touchdown run by Zach Conway. And it's now 43-21 Broncos.
Well, and when we say that I waited for that all game long, San Juan's quick hitter offense, that's the first. I mean, they've had some long sustained drives.
Yeah. Mora on the return for South Summit after the kick by Knight. He's able to jump past some defenders and gets across the 20 to the 23 or 24-yard line. That's where South Summit will start their drive.
So South Summit now might be playing for a little bit of pride, seeing what they can do. I mean, it's not impossible, but probably improbable for sure.
Yes. They'll start on the 23-yard line.
It's been a really fun game. It's been interesting. I think, San Juan just in the end, just plays the way they play. They outscore everybody and no difference tonight.
1st and 10. Lashley drops back the pass. Looking to his right. Here comes the pressure. Now throws. Has a man opening. Gempler at the 30-yard line. He's able to pitch it with the hook and ladder to Stevens. Stevens jumps over a player to the 36-yard line for a first down.
And a lot of, even San Juan saying we want a penalty, but we actually learned last week that is not a penalty.
Because of Rick Robinson, who's sitting right here behind us.
Yeah, Rick told us.
Because the player was on the ground, and so as a result, he can jump over it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So a gain of 13 on the play.
It's those rules you just don't know.
Yeah. First and 10. Trips left, 1 receiver to the right. Lashley, low snap, able to grab it at the knee. Quick pass out to Mikhailov. Mikhailov with a blocker in place, gets to the 40, and is brought down to the 42-yard line.
Man, what a big hit on the outside by number 21, Trace Bennett. He'll fill that one in the morning.
Yes.
Yeah, Bennett, you can see coming with a full head of steam and just takes out the ball carrier. That's a rough one.
2nd down and 4 after the 6-yard gain. 3:39 to go in this 2A state championship. Trips right, 1 receiver to the left. Lashley again drops pass. Heavy rush coming on the screen pass to Wolstenhume, and he drops it, and it'll fall incomplete.
Yeah.
It was better that he did drop it.
It actually was, because it would have been a loss of 2 yards. And again, the pressure comes out, but San Juan's linebackers, every time there's been a draw play, it's been one of the San Juan linebackers who has stayed home and sniffed that out. I can't think of one that's been successful yet, just because of the discipline of the linebacking core.
Right, on those, the screens, the 2 passes to Stembridge for -3 yards. So those were all screen passes. 3rd and 4. Double twin set. Lashley gives to Stembridge. Bounces to the outside. Picks up the first down and more into San Juan territory to the 46 or 47-yard line.
And another big tackle out on that side, but a first down for South Summit.
11-yard gain for Stembridge.
Yeah, good blocking on the outside on the play. And I like that South Summit continues to play hard. J.D. Palmer with the tackle.
Snap goes it, a handoff to Stembridge, and he just gets hit right at the line of scrimmage and driven back. They're going to give him a yard. Taylor Black.
Yeah, Taylor Black with the tackle. Wow, just went straight backwards.
2nd down and 9 for the Wildcats. Clock under 3 minutes, down to 2:43. And coming up, it's scheduled for a 7 o'clock kickoff. We'll see if they push that back a little bit due to the length of this 2A game, because they will allow the teams about 10 minutes to celebrate a state championship as well.
Yeah, they do.
2nd and 9. Lashley drops. Throws across the middle, has a man, and he takes a shot. Ball popped loose, and now they will rule it incomplete, and the flag will come in on a defenseless player hit.
Yeah, you'll call that. So the rule is you have to, you can hit like that, but you have to wrap up.
Yes.
And it'll be interesting to see if Zach Conway wraps up or not on the replay.
And you have to wrap up, or your arms have to be extended when you make the hit.
Correct.
But it's going to be the defenseless player. San Juan crowd doesn't like it, as you can hear.
Well, it was a decleater. That much is for sure certain.
Yeah, arms weren't out. He didn't even try to wrap him up.
No, it was just a big hit with the shoulder. So, I mean, I think it's a good call by the officials. And I think a lot of people don't understand the rule.
Right.
So if he wraps up and he goes down with the player, it takes a lot of the force out of the hit, and it's a legal play.
So 1st and 10 at the San Juan 31. Double twin set. Lashley takes the snap. Looks across the middle. Now going to throw the out route. That's going to be through the hands of Stevens, who had turned to run before he caught it, and it falls incomplete.
Yeah, Stevens just trying to make a play as his head swivels to that left side, and just slightly before the ball got to the hands. It happens. Especially when you're trying to make a play.
Yeah. 25 for 38 passing is Bracken Lashley in this game. He's thrown 38 times. Parker Schneider has thrown 32 times. He's 22 for 32.
So is that, 70 passing plays in this game?
Yeah.
Wow. That's great.
Lashley, double twin set, takes the snap. Drops the pass, has time, now moves to his right. Still looking. Now throws out of the backfield. That's going to be caught, I believe, is that Osgothorpe to the 20, 15, down to the 10. That's Stembridge, excuse me.
Yeah.
And he goes out of bounds at the 7 or 6 yard line for a first down.
But how about the protection by the offensive line? The tendency might be to hold with that much time, but the offensive line did a great job at the end when finally the linebackers were released from the running back. Lashley delivers the strike in the middle.
25-yard gain down to the 6. Makes it 1st and goal for South Summit with 2:02 to go in the game. Down 43-21 to San Juan in this 2A state championship. They'll go 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Lashley takes a snap, quick slant route, has a man wide open. San Juan was not ready defensively, and South Summit made him pay with a touchdown pass to Braden Osgothorpe.
Yeah, nobody from San Juan, even in the picture. That was an easy catch and touchdown strike from Lashley, and he did a good job of recognizing no one in coverage at all on number 2, Osgothorpe.
I mean, the D-line wasn't set. One of them was still standing up when the ball was snapped.
Maybe a little pre-celebration going on. It's possible.
On pass 40 of the night, Lashley throws his 3rd touchdown. The extra point is up and good. So with 1:58 to go in the 2A state championship, number 1 San Juan 43, number 2 South Summit 28 on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom, Channel V6, and KSL Sports.
Special thanks to Channel V6 and these additional sponsors for making state football live coverage possible. Kings Peak Credit Union, Larson Haslam Dental in Roosevelt, Zions Bank, Chuck's Meat, Freedom Realty, Al's Food Town, and Gateway Sinclair in Duchesne.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10, V6 Media, and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Back here at SU's Eccles Coliseum with 1:58 to go in the game. We've already seen 2 onside kick attempts by South Summit. I expect we'll get treated to a third.
Here comes number 3 for sure.
Yes.
Because that's the opportunity that South Summit has, down by 15. I mean, 2 scores, minute 58, and they've got to recover. Now, they've had chances on both. Both were very good onside kicks. Nelson made a great play on the last one. The other one just took an unfortunate bounce for the Wildcats and a great bounce for the San Juan Broncos.
Yes, it did. So Dominguez on to kick it away again for South Summit, down 43-28. And they do have 1 back deep. Everyone else is up within about 12 yards of the 50-yard line.
Here we go. It's one of my favorite plays in football.
Dominguez with the approach. Going with the deeper kick this time, trying to get it down the middle of the field and just beat them to it.
The ball on the field, too. It looked like San Juan recovered, but it was on the field for a second.
Yes, it was, and San Juan will take over about their own 35-yard line with 1:56 to go in the game. South Summit does have all 3 timeouts.
Yep, San Juan covers up, and someday I want to see the kicker that develops just a little pooch kick that goes straight up in the air, and just save it for the right moment. It's just go straight up 10 yards.
Exactly 10 yards.
Exactly 10 yards. Put all your big tall guys on the line and have them go up and get it. 1st and
10 for the Broncos. Trying to get the right personnel on the field is Coach Christensen. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Takes a snap to Snyder, hands to Conway up the middle. Off to the races again is Conway. He's spun around after he picks up a first down right to the 45-yard line.
It's been a lot of fun watching Zach Conway play. Just a powerful runner with all the balance and speed you want. I'm going to be really interested to see what happens with him at the next level.
Yep. Timeout called by South Summit. They'll use their first one. We'll take it with them. 43-28, San Juan leads South Summit in the 2A state championship on TeamHive.live, Channel V6, and KSL Sports.
Any Hour Services has a team of technicians that can take care of any plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning needs you might have around your house. Got a drain that's clogged? Call Any Hour Services. Need a ceiling fan installed? Call Any Hour Services. Can't get the heat to come on? Call Any Hour Services. Maintenance, repair, or install, any job, any size, Any Hour Services. Mention this ad and take $50 off your next visit. Call Any Hour Services or schedule online at anyhour.com. No one helps more homeowners than Any Hour Services.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10, V6 Media, and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Snyder takes the snap, hand off to Conway on the right side, bounces to the edge, makes one man miss, and then stays in bounds as he goes down at the 48-yard line.
Yeah, I think Zach Conway, he took a blow because of that, staying in bounds. That's one where he might have wanted to go out of bounds at this stage, but a smart heads-up play by the senior.
South Summit will have to use their second timeout as a result. We'll keep it right here this time around with 1:39 to go in the game. As Conway picked up 7 yards on that one, it'll be 2nd down and 3. And so South Summit has just one more timeout to be able to stop the clock with 1:39 to go.
Yeah, these championship games have been good. The first one was a close game, but the Beaver game was not decided till the end. There was some intrigue at the end. This one has been very interesting. 15 points. A couple other things go South Summit's way. This is a ball game.
Yeah.
And just too many mistakes for the Wildcats. But it's been fun. At least there's been a chance.
Yes.
It's kind of the Jim Carrey saying, so you're telling me there's a chance.
That's right.
Well, there was until now.
2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Snyder, 2nd down and 3, takes the snap. The give to Conway right up the middle. Great blocking by the offensive line down to the 41 for a first down.
Yeah, I think you'll see victory formation at this point forward, but a timeout by South Summit.
Well, not yet. They're going to go ahead and wind the clock.
Oh, actually, they didn't call a timeout.
Must have decided not to take the timeout.
I saw the side judge, stop the clock, but for the first down, but it wasn't for a timeout. So,
169 rushing yards on the day on 25 carries for Zach Conway.
Wow.
Snyder has 23 carries for Conway, 19 carries for Snyder for 79 yards.
Yeah, that's great. South Summit does a good job. They've held Conway below his average.
Yeah, that's right.
He should have 250.
Snyder will take the knee on the snap.
With all the talent for these two teams, the unsung people are going to be the offensive and defensive lines. These are two very talented teams. I think the offensive line for the San Juan Broncos does not get enough credit.
Right.
As they're really a dominant force. They controlled the line of scrimmage for the most part and did a good job.
Then you take one more knee. And they can celebrate their third straight state championship and 37th win in a row. And they'll snap the 8-game losing streak that they've had to South Summit in that series as well. As the final knee has been taken, and your 2023 2A football state champions are the San Juan Broncos, their third straight 2A state title.
There was a lot of talk before this that 2A had been two teams win it. South Summit won it twice, Beaver won it twice, San Juan won it twice. So was this the time it was going to break it? But San Juan breaks through that pattern and wins the third.
Yes, they do, and now they are released to celebrate on the field are the Broncos as they mob each other on the T-Bird at center field. Got some cartwheels going on and everything.
I'm not sure those are acrobatic cartwheels, but celebration nonetheless.
Trey Bass with the cartwheels.
Really a great game. I think San Juan made the most of the mistakes by the South Summit Wildcats, but what a great game. A lot of offense, a lot of good plays, and in the end, I've impressed with the balance, defensive, offensive balance of the San Juan Broncos.
Yeah.
Just too much.
Exactly. So they'll give each other high fives all around as they are once again crowned state champions here are the San Juan Broncos. High fives to South Summit. Another great season for South Summit. The Wildcats, they were undefeated last year before falling to Beaver in the semifinals.
Right.
This year they punched through that semifinal game. I felt like even though they had 2 losses this season, I felt like they were better than they were last year.
I agree.
And it really put up a best fight that San Juan has faced this year.
Yeah, no, not even close. I mean, San Juan has not been tested, and this was a test for San Juan. And what's kind of fun about it is San Juan just kind of punched South Summit in the mouth, but they came back.
Yep.
And again, they got close, and there were some turnovers and mistakes, but South Summit never did quit. And I like that in a team. And like I said, in the end, it just San Juan just made too many plays. You've got your players brought it home for San Juan County.
Yeah. And the big play of the game was that interception at the end of the first half.
It was.
It's a 2-score game. If South Summit scores on that drive instead of San Juan scoring on it, all of a sudden we're talking about a very different ballgame.
Well, and even if it's a field goal, let's say it's a field goal, so that cuts the lead to still 2 scores, but a lot closer. And then you have that drive at the first or the third quarter. You're within 5 points, 4 points. Of these two teams. So a lot of fun, and the what ifs pop out all the time, but it's a lot of fun to think about it.
Yes, it is. So again, your final, and this one is 43-28. We'll take a short break, come back with your final stats, and wrap things up here with our Sunrise Engineering postgame show next. San Juan, your 2023 2A state champions with a 43-28 win over South Summit on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom, Channel V6, and KSL Sports.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West, or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
It's not about the miles you take when you're driving, but the milestones you see when you get to where you're going. When you graduate high school, buy your first car, get married, start a family, find your first home, and grow old together. Let each mile bring you closer to the moments that matter. L&L Motor. People you know. People who care.
We're back here at SU's Eccles Coliseum as South Summit has been awarded the runner-up trophy after another great season for the Wildcats. Falls just short in the state championship game, and now the San Juan Broncos will receive their state championship trophy, their third in a row.
What a dominating couple of seasons, 3 seasons. These San Juan Broncos, the last loss was to Desert Hills.
That was the first game of the season.
First game of the season.
So they've won 37 in a row since then.
37 in a row, and 37 in a row in deciding factors. This is not like close games. This has been a dynasty team for San Juan.
Yes, it has, and no doubt about that. As they come through it. Again, they won by an average of 49 points a game this year. Much closer game here today at 43-28. But when they had the 29-7 halftime lead, they just were in control in the second half at that point. South Summit did a good job to try to stay in it, but you just never felt like San Juan was going to relinquish that lead.
No, and they were in control the entire game. And for South Summit to come back, it would have required some miraculous plays.
Yes.
It wasn't like it was onside kicks, those kinds of things. It wasn't like grinded out football. South Summit would have had to have some luck to come back in this one.
Yes, they would have. Appreciate Brad James handing us the final stats here for this one. Let's take a look first off at the team stats. Total offense for San Juan, 444 yards. For South Summit, 358. Passing yards for South Summit, 268 compared to San Juan's 209. And rushing yards, 235 for San Juan compared to the 90 for South Summit.
Yeah, just dominating. On the individual side, in the losing effort, 91 for Stembridge on 14 carries. Really great job for him. That's pretty much all the rushing for the Wildcats. Lashy, 268 yards through the air, 27 for 40. Did have 3 interceptions, but what a great final game for Lashy in this season. Gempel with 77 yards. Steven with 113 yards. Did a really great job. Wolstenhume, 25, and a few other receivers with some good scores as well. On the San Juan side, 177 yards on 24 carries, as you already mentioned, for Zach Conway. Snyder, 209, 21 for 31 with two interceptions. And on the receiving side is Keaton Ivins with 90, 72 for Jake Ivins, and 42 for Nielsen. Just dominant performance and great job by a lot of really great players both sides of the ball.
Yep, absolutely. So you're once again 2A state champions in the 2023 high school football season belong to the San Juan Broncos. They're third in a row, and they've now won 37 straight as San Juan. As we wrap up our coverage of this 2A state championship game, Scott, any final thoughts on this one?
No, I think this one was just, San Juan has the players, has the skills, and they completed, their mission. And, it was kind of expected, and they didn't disappoint. Despite the great effort by the South Summit Wildcats. But congratulations to the San Juan Broncos.
And another shout out to all those helping with the broadcast. We've got Barry Hilton on the controls, and Joe Williams, Adam Coombs, Tavin Brew, Cole Wissinger, and Alex Doss, all on cameras and running replays and doing all sorts of things here to help bring you this coverage of these state football championships here at SU's Eccles Coliseum. That's going to do it for our broadcast of the 2A state championship. Your final 43-28 San Juan over South Summit. We'll be back on the air in about 20 minutes from now or so with the 3A state title game between number 1 Richfield and number 2 Manti. So stay tuned for that as well here from Southern Utah University. He's Scott Langford. I'm Robert Lovell. Thank you for watching, and have a great weekend, everybody.
You've been listening to exciting high school football action on South Central Utah Sports Leaders, Mid-Utah Radio, Centracom Channel 10, and B6 Media. This sports broadcast has been brought to you by sports-minded sponsors throughout Utah. Join us next time for more exciting high school football action on Centracom Channel 10, B6 Media, and Mid-Utah Radio.